Do you like basketball? Basketball, no. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
I like how our approach to this is just like, yeah, I would like to do this for a job. Anytime anybody asks me to do anything remotely inconvenient in pursuit of this, it's the biggest task in the world. I have to get a microphone arm. What's that say?
Mornings are rough.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast hosted by two white boys just trying to get a little love. I'm your host, Jack, a.k.a. joestar. With me, as always, the world-famous Pablo Escobar. Really, Pablo, I have a girlfriend who I love very much, so I'm not trying, I'm getting. But you're kind of like a bitchless loser, so what's up on that front?
I am an enigma.
Whoa, okay.
Mornings are rough, though.
Mornings are rough, though. Oh, man. What the fuck was I just
I'm on double O, the guess of what I'm drinking.
Ketamine. I think you're drinking mushroom tea.
Why are they putting mushrooms in coffee, in lattes? What's going on? It's not drug mushrooms, I don't think.
Oh, okay. What kind of mushrooms? Is it like shiitake mushrooms? Like just taste mushrooms?
Like there was a donut place that and they had a special seasonal latte.
I fear that donut
latte.
places kind of rely on gimmicks to stay open. A lot of donut places where it's like we put fried chicken on. We got the chicken and waffles donut or some shit like that. Or you could come get a milkshake and we blend up a donut and put it into it, and then we garnish it with 3 more donuts. And it's the fat fuck drink or whatever. But and besides Krispy Kreme, I guess, which they just kind of have a corner on that market. Mushroom latte, I don't know. Like, I think mushrooms could be good in a drink. Like, to me, mushrooms are always a texture thing. Like, I don't like mushrooms on pizza or anything because I don't like how the mouthfeel of it all. But the taste is never, like, super offensive to me.
Yeah, all donut shops should be subsidized by the government.
They got into. I swear, I saw something about the Department of Education today.
Oh, they like Elon's guys who are like unappointed guys were in there, and they weren't letting Congress in. And I saw a video of a congressman. He's like, "Let me in! I am a congressman," and there was just some guy standing in front of the door, not even a police officer, just some bald guy. He's like, "No, no."
Oh, that rocks. This is okay. No, I'm seeing. Is it this bald guy in the the beige sweatshirt?
Yeah, that's him. No, you're not getting it.
Yo, imagine.
The pen is mightier than the sword. I will talk this man out of the way with my words, for I'm a poet. Move, good sir, I am appointed, elected minister of the people.
No. Shut up.
It's like the kid who was pooping himself while he was playing video games, and his mom was telling him,
No.
What the hell? No.
Go away. Leave me alone. I can smell you shitting yourself. What the hell?
Oh.
Go away.
Oh, hold on.
There's also that kid. It's not the same guy, but the pheromone maxing guy. I could never tell if that was a bit or not.
The pheromone maxing guy. No, I know the cool kid, the like cologne kid. Who,
not that
that kid is awesome.
Shout out to that kid. He like smells a cologne. He's like, oh, wonderful, spectacular. I've never smelled anything as good as this. No, the pheromone maxing guy.
Is that the same? I only know the cologne kid because someone threw a rock at his house, and he's like, and he was like, I have security footage. I know who it is. You're going to come to my house and apologize to my mom directly because you scared her. If you don't, I will give this information to the police. And I think they did it. It was epic.
Damn. That's a Chad moment for sure. No, the pheromone maxing kid, I've never seen one of his. I've only seen one video with him, I guess. It's of this mom being like, I don't know what to do. I just can't get this guy to take a shower or whatever. I just can't get him to bathe. Look at this. And then she turns the camera around. And I mean, my hair, I record with greasy hair all the time. It's a problem. Like, I just have naturally greasy.
I showered last night.
Hey,
I'm a night shower.
Shout out to night showers. But she turns the camera around, and his hair is, like, caked onto his head. And he's like, hey, what's up? And then she's just like, take a bath. And he's like, no. And so that's what the kid shitting himself reminded me of.
Oh, God.
Let me see. Oh, okay. So he has his own account. Can you see this? Can you see how greasy his head is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. How do you arrive at that? Like, what? I get becoming like a fucking alt-right insane person. Like, the pipeline for that online is very straightforward. But the pipeline
how
to
do you
like
get into not cleaning yourself?
yeah, I don't. There's like what's the like libtards epically owned compilation for never taking a shower? How do you get started on that?
It's yeah. I think it's got to be just mental illness. Like, it's a defect. I don't think there's any strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is linked to depression a lot of times, right?
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna like make
he's
prescriptions.
happy. There's a lot of happy dweeb. Everyone at the Yu-Gi-Oh convention,
yeah.
they're happy, but they're smelly.
They're smelly. I remember I went to high school. In my high school chemistry class, I don't remember the kid's name, but he smelled horrible. Like, that was his defining characteristic. That he just,
we had one of those kids too.
Like he was also in my gym class, and we would be running laps, and he would pass you, and you would be like, oh fuck, like I have to turn my head. And my chemistry teacher, like, so this kid would just sit by himself in the back of class, and when someone got in trouble, my chemistry teacher would be like, go sit in the back of class. And so, like, I don't know if he was ever like using the kid's smell as like punishment for other people, but like when you got in trouble and had to go sit in the back of class, that was like 30 minutes of stink. Like, you just had to ride it out in the back, just be like, oh. So yeah, guys, take showers. You know, a shower feels great. A bath, if you will. How do you feel about baths? Because iCarly, I feel like, damaged baths pretty greatly for our generation.
Not a bath guy at all, gotta say.
I love a good.
I'm a long shower guy though.
That's interesting. I like baths. But I understand the like appeal. Like, a shower is way better at cleaning yourself. I'm more like a bath to relax. And the apartment I'm in now doesn't even have a bathtub, so that shit's off the table. But I do feel like the phrase "you sit there in your own wet dirt" from iCarly, I never agreed with that. I was always like, so, like, you know, what happens, you get in a hot tub, pretty much the same shit. It's not like people jump in the shower, then jump in the hot tub or the pool. Those are just dirt pools as well. I don't understand. Whatever.
I think they are nasty. I think they are.
They are.
I'm
just
too,
saying,
right?
like, whatever. Fuck. I had a bit I was going to open with, but
destroyed in the marketplace of
ideas.
Oh crap, we're lagging.
I mean, I'm still going to take I'm like the pheromone maxing kid. We could sit down and explain to him why fucking stinking is bad. But at the end of are we on lag?
Mm-hmm.
We are on massive lag, ladies and gentlemen. The internet did not like the marketplace of ideas. That upset it pretty good, it feels like. Can you even hear me?
I mean, I have. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm all right. Now my Wi-Fi warning is gone. I have full Wi-Fi bars, but StreamYard is telling me, "Hey, you got low Wi-Fi, buddy." But then it popped up to fairly good, and now it's gone. So hopefully we can revert back to normal soon. I don't know. I'm hoping for a speed up.
Okay. How about you speed up on talking about the Cavs? I don't know.
All right. So yeah, we'll just talk about the Cavs and hope that it goes back to normal in the meantime. So The Cavs are 3-1 over their last 4. Their only loss was to Boston, and Evan Mobley had a stinker. They're still good. They did. Oh, they got DeAndre Hunter. We did talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about the Cavs right now?
What? Cleveland? Only thing I wrote down for them, Darius Garland game winner versus Detroit. Did you see that? It was pretty sick.
I saw a courtside angle on TikTok where it was a little similar to the Rudy Gay clip, where he's like, "No, not this guy." But instead, it was just like when Darius Garland did the crossover, like to get into the shot. The guy was like, "No," and then it was nasty.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I feel good about the Cavs. They're still balling the fuck out. I mean, losing to the Celtics. So have they beat the Celtics at all this year? Do they have a win over the Celtics? I think they do.
Did they win the first matchup or second? I feel like they do as well. I think they barely won.
Yeah, I have a specific memory of it was like crunch time, and you and I always talk about like Darius Garland kind of built in like tough defensive spot. Like the guys will go at it. And it was clutch time, and Jason Tatum got ISO'd on Garland like 4 times and just completely bricked every possession in that game. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe Garland's not as... Maybe we're idiots. Maybe we don't know ball. He settled for a jumper every time, which you could be critical of. But, yeah, I don't know.
He's a fraud, so...
Yeah. I also saw a compilation of DeAndre Hunter getting owned by Jason Tatum when the Hawks played the Celtics last year.
But no, the Cavs even analyzed film of Hunter defensively, studying clips and compiling numbers specifically related to how he matched up defensively with Tatum, Brown, Giannis, Mikal Bridges, Siakam, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero, all prolific East wings that the Cleveland could see during an extended playoff run. Team decision makers were confident enough that Hunter could be a plus on that end. So why would a Cleveland local outlet put out that article if it wasn't true?
I don't know. Like, I'm just like, is the question? Okay, well, we have Karis LeVert, George Niang, and DeAndre Hunter here. Who's better at guarding Tatum and Giannis? It's like, okay, well, probably Hunter, I guess. But I don't know if that means. I think he'll be good. He's playing good basketball. And like I talked about yesterday, I think you would rather have your talent consolidated a little more firmly into like 8 best players than the Cavs' kind of 10 best players that they were rolling out before the move. So yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think it was good move. He's reuniting with Ty Jerome. They played on the Virginia national championship winning team. Virginia's mascot?
The Hawks.
Cavaliers.
Whoa! Holy shit, dude. Time is a flat circle. Rust Cole, baby. Time is a flat circle.
So they're going to teach everybody how to play championship winning basketball. But let's see. Yeah, so we do have a lobbyist request from Vivek Ramaswamy. No. Who? Hey, is this the only good Vivek in the world? I only know 3. This is the only one good one.
Hey, he's got the best success rate for sure. Or they do. I should know. Yeah.
Who are your favorite buyout candidates? Should the Cavs go for Ben Simmons or Lonzo? And so this was posted before Lonzo got the extension. So who are your favorite buyout candidates? And so there was an Athletic article that listed out like 35 potential ones, except every single blurb about them was like, this guy probably won't get bought out, but he could.
He might.
So some buyout candidates. Well, Ben Simmons is the one we know is definitely getting bought out.
Yeah, he's bought out right now, or it's like happening.
Yeah. Bruce Brown from the Pelicans, and they write in parentheses, or they wrote in the blurb. Also, note again that a reunion with the Nuggets is not possible due to being there over the first apron.
Thanks, guys.
D'Angelo Russell, Malcolm Brogdon, Javonte Green, Bojan Bogdanovic, he has still not played. He had an offseason foot injury, and he's targeting like the All-Star break or something.
Jeez.
Jaden Springer is also a free agent now, and then Micic. So I think was he waived or is he?
I didn't see news of him getting waived, but it wouldn't surprise me. Not everybody sees the March Meechness vision like we do.
Yeah. So would any of these guys interest you, or does Ben Simmons interest you if you're Cleveland?
If I'm Cleveland, I think Simmons would be cool. Jaden Springer, I also like to some like I feel like when I watch Jaden Springer, he does stuff, even though he's bad on offense. But I don't know. None of these guys are going to change your lives on the buyout market, really. Like the Ben Simmons ceiling, I guess, could be kind of fun, and it
is interesting to think about him with like Dean Wade, Sam Merrill, and the full shooting lineup that they could throw out there, just doing damage off the bench.
Yeah. I don't think he would be a bad pickup by any means. Oh shit. I don't think he'd be a bad pickup by any means. I just I'm not super duper interested in it as like a needle mover. More of a gimmick than a needle mover if I had to pick one.
And you know what? Actually, it is another big wing defensively, big perimeter defending on ball wing.
Yeah.
If he were to get healthy, so that or if he were to stay healthy, I should say. So that could be interesting, but it's just not reliable to count on. But yeah, that's all I got on these fucking guys.
Get these fucking losers out of my face, dude. Timestamp it. Okay, hold on. I said timestamp it to myself, and I didn't even have my phone open. All right, let's call it 16:30.
Wow.
Shut up. You don't know what it's like. You've never timestamped in your life.
Okay, but I've done stuff you haven't done.
Like what?
Let's see, pogo sticking. You ever pogo stick?
Oh, I was a master pogo sticker in middle school. I could do it with no hands.
Okay, I tried it once and it didn't work out. Have you ever? We'll get back to me.
Okay, the Celtics 3-1 in their last 4. They beat the Pelicans.
I was a platinum DPS in Overwatch.
I was never that. I'll tell you that much. I got banned.
And let me tell you, the powers that be, they try to take me down.
I'm sorry. You should team up with Luca. You guys could be Overwatch buddies.
I don't want to play until they reinstate Maze Freeze. Hashtag bring back the freeze.
Have you ever played Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, a little bit. It feels a little bootleg.
I haven't played it yet. I have not had like gaming minutes in my life in a while, but this off season, Marvel Rivals, One Piece, all day, every day. I'm gonna be living real scumbag life.
I'll probably be doing like push-ups and taxes and stuff like that, and 10 screens. And I got the stock market up here. I got crypto up here. I got So you heard about what Andrew Tate setup is like?
He's got like what, 4 dildos?
Well, no. And he wakes up at 5 a.m. after going to the club all night. He's got 10 screens, crypto up here, stocks up here, everything. It's true. Look it up. Luke Belmar.
Is he like a regular dumper? I feel like his diet has to fuck his stomach up. If you're going to the club all night and then you're like a super heavy protein guy as well, that can't be good on your gut. He needs to eat more yogurt.
I'm sure he's doing fine. I mean, he's literally has a 6-pack and great body, so.
That's true. And a bunch of cars.
Yep.
The Celtics, they lost to the Mavs. What? The Luka, the new look Mavs, the Max Christie Mavs. Dinwiddie, Najee, and Max Christie off the bench combined for 57 points on 63% shooting in the win. But to be honest, we were like, oh my God, but Celtics 2 months of 500 basketball. After that Rockets loss, they did rattle off 4 straight wins, including a win over the Cavs, where Derek White kind of balled out in the fourth. 14 points, 100% true shooting in the fourth quarter. Pretty sick, pretty dope. What do you think?
No trades.
They
didn't need
cut
any.
Jaden Springer. Like, essentially, they traded
Yeah.
him for like cash or whatever.
Well, they got Torrey Craig now. That's who
Oh,
they
yeah,
needed
Bulls
They
legend.
filled the last roster spot. Bulls legend, Megan Thee Stallion Smoocher. So that could bring valuable experience to the squad. Brad Stevens, they interviewed him. He's like, yeah, it was a boring deadline for us. Because they don't, I mean, what are they going to do to improve?
Yeah.
Nothing. And it was a good deadline for them in terms of none of their competition did anything to threaten them, really. Like the
Yeah.
Knicks didn't do anything.
Nico Harrison
the
didn't
Cavs-
pick up the phone and call Cleveland or something.
Yeah. Oh, the Celtics fans are so mad though because it's the Lakers.
Yeah.
they're pissed. But yeah, the Cavs got DeAndre Hunter, but I don't think they're worried about that. The Pacers didn't really do anything. So good W trade deadline for the Boston Celtics. But you know who Bill Simmons is worried about?
Who's that?
The new look Miami Heat. He thinks they have Celtics beating vibes.
That's such a him. Hey, he's got PTSD from the Jimmy days, I guess. Unless Tyler Hero just has that dog in him, just like is now like he inherited the power to become a top 5 player in the world in the playoffs from Jimmy. I don't really see that. I don't see it happen.
Remember, he
personally.
was in the bubble.
He was top 5 in the bubble.
Yeah, because they averaged like 20 that one series.
Whoa.
So he was untouchable.
Hey, okay.
You remember they used to call him Bubble Boy?
Vaguely, but I didn't pay attention to Tyler Hero. I'm not a Hero guy until this year. He's had a good year this year.
Anti-white is what you are.
I am. I'm anti-white. I'm pro DEI, and that's why. I don't even know. I don't have a joke here, but I am. That's why the Cavs are better than the Celtics because the Cavs kept their DEI programs.
Oh, true.
Oh, and Vivek Ramaswamy was courtside at a Cavs game. Did you see that?
Wait, he was?
Yeah,
and
he was.
And our Vivek asked us about the Cavs? Huh. Huh. How many Viveks could there be in Cleveland? How many Cavs fan Viveks are out there?
Could you imagine?
That
would be so
We're
sick.
sus. We're sus. Hey Vivek, let us know if we continue to carry on calling you the evil Vivek. Is this good joke or is this racist?
Yeah. He sat courtside, and the dog, the Cleveland dog, whatever his name is, I would assume Cavi or something. They gave him a jersey. A jersey that said Ramaswamy on the back and had the number 25, and Mark Price quoted it, and he said, "Isn't that number 25 retired? # let him know."
Oh wait, is it really?
I think so. I would assume Mark Price's number is retired. It's not like the Cavs.
Is Mark Price based?
Jury's out on that one. But if you hate Vivek Ramaswamy, it's a step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. There's no way to know. But white point guard in the 80s and 90s, I'm gonna guess no.
I'm
Stockton
gonna
is
guess that guy did
poisoned the
not
well.
have. I'm traveling back in time and asking him what he thinks about AIDS in 1986.
But you know who's number 25?
Who's that?
Ben Simmons, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
The deep state.
The deep state.
Not deep shooting state, but
So the Celtics are going to get Ben Simmons, or the Cavs are going to get Ben Simmons.
the Cavs are going to get Ben Simmons. Celtics, nothing new.
Nothing new?
What if they got Ben Simmons? I wonder, would they? Actually, I don't. I would bet it's not possible somehow because of
Aprons.
money mumbo
if
jumbo.
the Nuggets can't get him, then the Celtics definitely can't get him.
Bro, I signed up to do this job to talk friggin' basketball, not friggin' spreadsheets. Smash that like button if you guys agree.
Wait, don't you have 10 screens?
Well, that's a different job. I signed up for because that's about making that's about making money.
So that's your money job, and this is your fun job, or what?
This is my ball knowing job. I was literally, you know, I played a. So.
Sorry, we cut out there, guys.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But look him
What
up.
about the
Look him
Celtics? Do you
up.
have anything?
No, they beat the Cavs because Derek White hit 3 straight threes in the fourth quarter, and he fucking was like, "Woohoo! I'm Derek White," and so yeah.
And they shut down Evan Mobley.
They did.
Fraud watch.
Al Horford jumped off the top rope and fucking killed Evan Mobley's dead. That's what we should have led with that. Oh my god.
And no one talked about it because the Luka trade.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been dead. Yeah.
Evan Mobley's been dead this whole time, and the Luka trade overshadowed all of it. That's pretty unfortunate. Cleveland, I'm sorry. I really thought you guys had a shot this year, but now that Al Horford killed Evan Mobley, I just don't know if that's really in the cards anymore.
Anthony Davis wakes up with a new ab, a new healthy ab, and he says, "Where's Evan Mobley? Who do you think gave you the ab?"
Is that AD's injury right now? Is like an abdominal injury?
I think it is. I think it is. Oblique.
Oblique.
They didn't say oblique, but
It said O'Block. It was Chief Keef.
Anthony Davis from Chicago. We're drawing a lot of conspiracies.
Nice. Anthony Davis hates being sober. Nah, I don't think that's true.
He had shaven.
Stupid eyebrow.
Yeah.
You want to do the Knicks? You want to do the fucking Knicks? Oh!
If he played for the Yankees, he wouldn't have that stupid. Steinbrenner would have had him clean cut.
Clean cut. That's one of my favorite gimmicks in sports. No beards allowed. Fuck you. What do you do? Shut up. Oh my god.
My dad, unironically, thinks that's genius ownership policy. Like Johnny Damon on the Red Sox, he looked like a hippie. The Yankees cleaned him up.
Nice.
That's why they have success. Yeah.
Sport.
If you were traded to the Yankees, yeah, that's all coming off, buddy.
Okay. I'd suck my dick and balls, Johnny Yankee. So I'm going to the.
Would you do it for 70 mil?
Absolutely. I'd be Lex Luthor for $70 million. What are you talking about? Guys, get us to whatever $70 million worth of patrons is.
Over 70 mil a month? Let's see.
Oh, man. Get us to that number and I'll shave. I'll go bald. And I'll keep it. I'll regularly shave the bald look. Yeah.
All right, guys, get us to 14 million patrons. It would actually have to be more because
we're
they
splitting
take a cut.
that. Yeah. So, all right, 27 minutes. Let me see. What are we at? The Knicks?
Guys, if we get 14 million patrons, we can lower the cost to 50 cents a person. So
how much?
Tell
is
everyone.
That $7 million.
Yeah. We could go a quarter.
Holy shit! Yeah, 14 mil.
Maybe a dime. Maybe well, how much is 14 million pennies?
It's like $140,000, I would assume.
We could do that.
Hey, Fukuoka, Japan. Sky's the limit,
Fukuoka, Japan.
baby.
All right, guys, get if everyone wins, get us to 14 mil, and
14
subscription
mil.
is down to a penny.
Hell yeah, the Knicks 3-1 in their last 4. They beat the Raptors, the Rockets, the Nuggets, and they lost to the Lakers. What do you think about them?
About who now? The Knicks?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Your New
The
York
Knicks
Knickerbockers.
They are 3-1 over their
Just
last
said
4,
that.
correct?
Just said that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
And
where were
they've
you?
been winning. I was taking a sip of my tea. I was fully taking it in.
Oh, guys, if you
sometimes
bet
just
tea,
disappear.
all the guys who bet tea at the
Oh,
beginning of the episode.
No, I gave it away. But yeah, they've done well. They've won like. They've only lost 1 out of the last 8 or something like that. But we have a lobbyist request from Henry Cates. I'm curious to know which players y'all think have the worst whistles relative to their talent/star power. I'm definitely biased as a Knicks fan, but I think Cat has the worst whistle in the league, especially when you factor in the bullshit offensive fouls called on him.
That rocks that this is transferred over. Because that was a thing that happened in Minnesota a lot as well. Was Karl Anthony Towns would get a smaller guy switched onto him and just fucking suplex him through the hoop. And they'd call the whistle, and he'd just be like, what? No! And yeah, I think his offense, he's an out of control big guy who it's usually smart to throw a bit of a smaller guy at to try and exploit it. But on offense, I do think Cat's whistle, it's not incredible by any means. Like for a guy that's so much more agile than the average big man. Can you hear this fucking truck outside?
Yeah. Yeah, but go turn it off. Go stop it now. Come on.
Well, my window is open.
Dude, yell at him. Come on. No.
Hey! I'm recording here! I'll go close my window.
You messing with the fucking Brooklyn Mom? No, I don't care. What like physical? Well, I guess but still, he has a post game. He's like a physical guy a lot. What post up big man? Oh, he's leaving. I was gonna ask him a question. So a player that I think doesn't get the right whistle. The first one that comes to, honestly, I'm not too locked in on it. I just kind of accept. I probably should be more critical of it. I just kind of accept fouls and non-fouls, and I think that's definitely a product of being a fan of a bad team. And so, if it was my team, if the Bulls were in a competitive series that I thought they could win in, and I wanted them to win, I haven't wanted them to win in years, I would be more critical of the officiating. And when I just watch teams as an observer, I just accept what the ref calls. But I do feel like Jalen Williams, relative to his shot chart and stuff, and how often he's driving, I feel like he should get.
Can we get
more
some
foul
stats
calls.
on that?
On Jalen Williams with the zero free throws.
Well, just like
year.
on the whole, like Thunder, it feels like none of them get free throws. You know?
Did someone? All right, guys, we have this epic segment. It is about 40 minutes long. A couple months ago, go back and tune in. But yeah, what like bruising big man? Has there ever been one that people are like, he gets the correct amount of calls?
I don't know. I was not, 05. Don't really remember Prime Shaq.
And people, dude,
they
comments.
they buy
I
it.
can't believe they're 05.
Are you going? No, oh man. Yeah. It's we're the most ball knowledge 20-year-olds on the internet. We just both look like shit for 20 years. I'm the ugliest 19-year-old you've ever seen. So yeah, like Shaq. And I also think part of it is like when you miss free throws, volume gets like buffered a little bit. Like Giannis takes 10, 11 free throws a game. People don't care as much because he doesn't make that many. And I feel like Shaq was maybe a similar way. I don't remember it. But beyond that, like if you think about Embiid, how do you feel?
He gets him in terroristic ways though. He is like
Yes.
I'm up at the free throw line. Dwayne Wade Kobe stuff a lot of times.
Embiid's, it never made sense to me because somehow it like trickled all the way down. Where like, yeah, he did do that, but then by proxy of, I guess, like refs were like always looking for fouls. He would get like what other centers really get like the they bumped me off my line to the basket type foul. Like I'm driving and like, this guy who's giving up 50 pounds to guard me bumped me and I don't get my direct line to the basket anymore. I get 2 free throws. Jokic doesn't get that. Cat, I don't feel like gets it as much. And I mean, I'm sure like there are individual cases.
Vucevic doesn't get it.
DeMarcus.
He's not trying to get it. But.
What other? I mean, so
DeMarcus, I was looking at his stats the other day. He did average a ton of free throws at his peak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because the refs were scared.
I'm still never worried about him on the Warriors.
That was the most bullshit thing of all time. Fuck. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. So like beyond Cat, people whose whistles I don't really like, I feel like Jalen Williams is a fine answer as well. I do feel like Jokic. Yeah, it will be my answer here. I don't care if it's like a homer thing. Like every game, there's 2 or 3 calls where, like, he does in the mid-range when a guy, like a smaller guy is on him. Jokic does the thing that like all of the good players do, where when the hand is in the cookie jar, he like rises up and shoots the ball and he gets hit on the arms, but he makes the floater and they never call it. And it's like, okay, that's the reality now. Like that's how it's officiated, and I don't know why that is. And like I'm not saying that's the reason that he doesn't get as many calls as like like Embiid or Brunson or Prime Harden or whoever. It's just one of those things where it's like the style of play, the bruising style of play that you're talking about as well. It just lends itself to not really getting calls.
Yeah, and it's everyone's either getting too many calls or too little calls, and a lot of guys.
What's insane?
Some people.
I feel like Shea's getting appropriate calls this year.
He's like he's playing within the bounds of the game, but like he is incredibly he's taking advantage that offensive players are allowed to be far more physical than defensive players in today's NBA.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's not like we've said before. It's not Harden levels, but still. But yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I got a
OG.
You go. Sorry.
Oh. Well, no, you go.
Oh. I said Brunson versus the Rockets. 42 points, 10 assists, 63% true shooting. The Knicks entered that fourth quarter down 11 points to Houston. Brunson goes for 17 in the fourth to close the game, get the Knicks the win. I mean, the Rockets are a great defense, and he just lit them the fuck up.
They're frauds lately.
Okay, well, they're frauds because Jalen Brunson set them on a skid, mostly.
Hey, they're frauds because another fucking team that'll teach them
coming out of New York with no fucking wins. Yeah.
Don't you think you're coming to our city? The H-Town. The H is for hoe! OG Anunoby looked like he tore something, but then LeBron healed it. Did you see that?
I saw the tear thing. I did not see the heel thing.
It looked he had like a non-contact injury, but it was like right in front of LeBron, and then LeBron like put his hand on it or near it, and so there's some speculation that he might have performed a divine healing miracle.
I believe it. I mean, shit. You see how LeBron's been playing lately,
Me, born in the year 5000, traveling back in time to go watch LeBron play in a basketball game. During the game, he looks up at me in the nosebleeds and says, in perfect English, "You're not supposed to be here."
What is that from?
Guys, comment down below if you get the reference. There's do you ever get those TikToks where it's like they play scary music and they have scary images and it's like you accidentally slipped through the fabric of time?
No.
Really?
I haven't gotten those. Our For You page, I got to recalibrate mine. I've liked too many pictures. It's mostly cute animal things now, in the most millennial way possible. But what sucks is I like it, where it'll be like a baby seal. It's something. What happened? You just made.
I open up my TikTok, and the first post is Dennis Schroeder house tour, and I was like, oh crap, is this about to be a legit house tour? It's just U-Haul trucks because he got traded 4 times.
Yo, they're getting crazy racist. It was tough. The slavery comment he made. I'm not gonna. Yeah. That's not my place. But like NBA Centel and everybody all like to garner clicks accounts. The jokes are. It's too much, guys. It's too much.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Are they doing God, thank God I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm out. But he's also like I think in Germany, like they're hardcore racist to him. That's my understanding. Like he has to deal with a lot of that stuff too. Yeah, the slavery thing is wild because don't just chill.
Like you can't disagree with it. It's fine. Guys, I just think about the optics of the things you say, please. Come on. Okay, so beyond that, all I have for the Knicks is Knicks legend Jericho Sims moved in a trade that I don't remember. I don't remember where he went, but he's not on the team anymore.
He was part of the Kuzma trade. I believe he is heading to the Milwaukee.
The Kappa Uzma trade. Like Monsters University.
Did I favorite these videos instead of... I did. All right. Like,
You're so stupid. Okay. What is this?
so it's POV, your time machine breaks, and you end up in 2020 Wuhan.
I would be, kind of pissed, but like, whatever. I don't know.
But they do, that's the type of video. And so they do them with Jesus, and they're like, your time machine breaks and there's so, I don't know who started it, but there was a really popular one where it's like Jesus stops his sermon and looks at you and says in perfect English, "You're not supposed to be here." And all the comments are like, "Chills, dude, chills," because English wasn't around back then, but he knows because he's Jesus.
Yeah. Well, also if he's, there's not a less scary person than Jesus. The guy whose entire thing is like, "Hey man, it's cool, I forgive you." And my dad forgives you too. It's okay.
Yeah, man. If it is real, yeah, then it's like, okay, this
even if
this
it's
gay
like
hippie communist, let's chill.
Yeah, he's like you're not supposed to be here. I assume the following sentence is like, "Let me help you get home" or something. Yeah. It's Jesus.
Kazam!
Yeah, something like that. All right, you got any next thoughts, or you want to keep it pushing?
Mitchell Robinson is still not doing 5v5. He doesn't sound super close to returning. Yeah, Jericho Sims trade. And apparently, Nico Harrison was looking at Jericho Sims right before he looked at Anthony Davis.
Whoa.
So he made executive decision. I want to dream a little bigger here.
Apparently. You remember that video?
Yeah. Imagine that kid in perfect English. You're not supposed to be here.
Apparently, this guy's here. He's not supposed to be.
Apparently, he's a time traveler.
All right.
Do you know about the mall in Miami that they think aliens were at?
No. All right, let me introduce the Pacers, and we can do some Pacers talk, and then you can circle back to maybe for the Heat. We can circle back to the mall in Miami.
Oh no, I got a lot for the Heat.
Okay. Okay. The Pacers 3-1 in their last 4. They have beaten the Clippers, the Jazz, and somebody else, and then they lost to the Blazers. I accidentally wrote down that they beat the Pacers, but obviously that's not true. Siakam versus the Clippers, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 83% true shooting. The Pacers are now 13-3 over their last 16 games.
That'd be an epic take if just for one team, like let's say we believed in the Celtics so much, we just said 4-0 every week because we're like, and the only team that they beat is themselves. Only team that could beat them is themselves. So they always win.
Yeah.
We have a lobbyist request from Onodera Punpun. Onodera Punpun. Indiana is a solid team in the East, but aren't going to be in any real title contention this year. What change do they need to make to become a real title contender?
Defense wins championships. You got to trade nobody. You got to trade nobody because Andrew Nembhard, Defensive Player of the Month.
Yeah.
D-Palm. Shout out to the D. If the D-Palm is just like the award that shouts out like random good defenders every month, I'm actually cool with that. That sounds fun. But I don't know. It's tough because I don't really see a way. Like I feel like ideally you would get a new best player. Like everyone would slot down one. Halliburton's the second best player.
Okay, so you think the guy is not on the roster?
Yes. What do you think?
I'm a little bit more optimistic. I feel, and so I should preface this by saying, in a normal NBA, in a post-Celtics NBA, really,
which is a Thunder NBA.
Yeah, but we'll see how unfair they are come playoff time.
Okay, that's fair. And they're in the other conference, so you know. Yeah,
but like I don't feel as if Indiana's too far off from Cleveland or New York, and I am holding out hope that good Tyrese Halliburton can be such a like bizarre, unique offensive force. I really do feel like he could be a cross between Reggie Miller and Steve Nash, and they could do some crazy things with him. But obviously we're gonna have to see more runs of extended health. But and outside, like obviously it would be better if you had a better player than Tyrese Halliburton, but I don't really see any path for them to do that because no one's gonna want to sign in Indiana, and they're not gonna bottom out. They literally, I think they have literally never had a number 1 pick. Maybe, they just never bottom out. But I like a lot of the pieces on this team. Like against the Clippers, they went on a 19-0 run. Siakam was looking super nasty. He's an all-star this year. He's a really good, great player. Nemhard Depom, he's nasty. Like it's in that Clippers game. He's just so smart. Like he just he'll pick up full court, and then they're like, all right, fine, we won't pass to the guy you're guarded, we'll pass to the other guy, and then that guy stopped. It was like Derrick Jones Jr. He like turned his head away for a second, and Nemhard's like, ooh, I'm going, and then he snatches the ball.
I like those sound effects.
Yeah, and so I really do feel like they're just good top to bottom. Like even Mathurin, who's like sort of basketball terroristy. Like I even like him. And they just have so many good guys, and they play like they are a very unique team. Like I think last year were they the best? They were up there with the most assists all time of any team.
They definitely were. Yeah.
And the Celtics did say like that was the hardest team we played. Which I guess not the greatest competition, but still.
I mean, if you have to win 4 straight clutch games and you just happen to be like a very great team that does it, I would say a team that pushes you to 4 straight clutch games is still, it's not nothing, especially with all the injuries they had. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the guy is on the team. Maybe I don't know. In my mind, there will always be a Celtics-ish level threat in the NBA, even if it's not a team quite as good as last year's Celtics or something. And so when I think to myself about like, can this team win a championship, it's like there's one category where it's like, yes, no question, they could win a championship with like a minimal amount of luck and like health and stuff. And then there's a second category where it's like, hey, if a bunch of shit breaks their way, they could win a championship. It's not impossible, and like I've seen crazier things happen, and I'm fine with calling the Pacers that second tier. I just don't. I don't know. Like we talked about it yesterday. Like Arturas Karnisovas. There's 2 ways to win a title: 9 or 10 good guys, or like 2 or 3 stars and role players. And the Pacers are 10 good guys for sure. And that's not to diminish what Halliburton and Siakam are. It's just like the next 5 guys on the roster would need to take pretty big strides forward because they're not getting external improvement from like free agency or trades really, and they're not going to get good draft picks. And so yeah, you just like what you have, which I don't hate. I don't hate Nemhard. I don't hate Mathurin. I don't hate Ben Shepherd. Those guys, maybe they do improve, and maybe you do get into that next tier of team or whatever. But as far as like outside of player improvement, the shit they could do, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think it'll take internal improvement. It would have to come with Tyrese Halliburton becoming like top 5 offensive player in the world. And I think maybe they could use, like, I don't know if Miles Turner is the guy, even though he's playing well now. I don't know if maybe they're like an Aaron Gordon defensive savior away. Maybe, but
yeah,
they're interesting. But let's see, what else do I have? They beat the Clippers. They had a 19-0 run to come back. Mathurin hit Miles Turner's head, and he knocked him out. Then he had to get concussion tested.
What the frick?
What the heck?
What the guys? It's basketball. It's not MMA, UFC.
He put that on his story that like their heads photoshopped on WWE bodies, Miles Turner and Mathurin.
I wish I was a WWE guy. It seems so fun.
Oh no! Have you seen the John Oliver episode about it?
No, I'm not a fucking woke lib, you know? I'm not into all that. I'm not into John Oliver. Don't stop. Shut up, nerd. What did he say though? Tell me.
Hey, this guy watches teen animation now. He's busy watching Steven Universe. He's busy watching.
No, don't put that.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Whoa. I never watched Steven Universe. I saw it and I was like, I need to stop watching cartoons. It's ESPN time.
Oh, okay.
But that also came with like just like that whole wave of like once Regular Show and Adventure Time kind of went off the air, and even Adventure Time really I kind of fell off with at the end. Regular Show was my last real one. But okay, what were you gonna say about John Oliver? I'm sorry.
Wrestlers, they have like big time CTE problems because I guess they are like taking, and big time health problems because I guess they are like taking that real damage, and they don't get paid super well. I think they don't have a union, and they don't get health care from the WWE. And so
imagine Vince. I want the one-on-one interview like Bernie Sanders and Vince McMahon. like trying to tell him about like the benefits of a union. Like Vince McMahon, I'm sure they have tried to unionize, and like Vince or whoever has just been a fucking psycho about it. I mostly just mean from like the purely selfish fan perspective of like, I'm here for the entertainment. Whatever happens to these like sentient bags of meat, I don't care. Those people seem to be having a lot of fun. Like, did you see I Show Speed came out to do one and he got kicked down? That seemed fun.
He is, man. He is awesome. He could do literally anything. I feel like
I know.
He's amazing.
That's a dream. We could do an episode with him. You know, I just have to research like soccer shit. That's a dream.
He doesn't know soccer.
We could just ask him about. I mean, we could ask him about anything. What was it like to be mayor of Portugal for an hour? You know, like all that other shit. Yeah.
He's modern. He's our Anthony Bourdain.
Oh my
Zero
God.
Generation.
Hell,
no,
perfect.
He really is real life Luffy. But Rick Carlisle was also named the Eastern Conference Coach of the Month. The Ecom.
I did want to shout out to go along with the DPOM and the Ecom, I guess. Pacers were the third best defense over January. They were 10-2 and the third best defense.
10-2. Woo!
Yeah, like that's genuinely really high level play on that end of the floor. So if you get that, and you get the kind of Halliburton that we saw once, now that is pretty cool.
Once, what?
I present to you 8 games from October to November earlier this. No, I love Halliburton.
It was on the biggest stage in the world in Vegas, baby.
You're right. Shout out to that Dame Time game. That was such a fun run, dude. Oh my God. Shout out to Prime Halliburton. All right, you want to do the Bucks?
I suppose.
What are we at? 53? All right. 53. The Bucks. They went 1-3 over their last 4. Beat the Hornets. Lost to the Thunder, the Grizzlies, and the Spurs. What do you think about the Milwaukee Bucks?
So they got Kyle Kuzma. And I initially was not into the move, but I actually saw this graph. And so it was a side-by-side comparison of Kyle Kuzma and Jason Tatum. And they had these bars that were filling up with their attributes. And according to this graph, Kuzma has more shooting, the same passing, more defense, and more potential than Jason Tatum. So I think they might have got a huge steal.
Yeah, not to ruin your bit, but Malika Andrews, 44 minutes, reported Nico Harrison has hired a full-time security team to guard his home after the Luka Doncic trade.
I'll tell you what, I'm seeing like he's like, oh my God, I'm getting death threats, and I'm seeing people say, oh, it was a bad move, but death threats aren't warranted. Never do death. No. This deserves death threats. Send the death threats.
Does he deserve to die? Who's to say? And would we ever
Who's to say?
would we ever take serious action, the people hosting this podcast? This is a comedy satire podcast filled with jokes. These are all comedy jokes. Keep going.
Don't know where he lives. Yeah, if you hijack a pro sports team that is a utility to millions of people in your city, like that it brings millions of people happiness and enjoyment or whatever, and you hijack it for your own needs, you make an objectively bad deal. You know it was bad because you did it in the shadows, and then you come out and say in the press conference, well, I'm not going to be around. Who cares? I don't care. I could be dead in the future. He said I could be dead in the future.
But
who knows if I'll be alive?
When I put that possibility on the table, all of a sudden it's a problem.
Now you're freaking out. Oh, you were all go with the flow, but now you're Mr. Security Team. So no, screw you, buddy. You hijacked the team for your own needs. You're a terrorist. You're trying to blow up the entire thing, and so the community is making you feel that, and you deserve that. If you didn't. If you shouldn't have taken the job, and you shouldn't have done the move if you didn't think, no, there's no cordiality owed to you. You are a monster. You are a demon they should go up to your castle with pitchforks.
Yeah, I guess my only take, it's not just to hijack the team. It's also Luka, again, I don't know about for most teams, once in a lifetime player. The Mavs got Dirk or whatever.
He was the best player in the second best league in the world, and as a draft prospect, and that's never happened since. It didn't happen before.
There was never a second where he was like, Dallas is hot. I don't like it here. I'm sad. Their team isn't doing enough. Maybe I won't spend my whole every opportunity. He was like, I want to be here for forever. I love Dallas. This is sick as hell. And you shipped him off. And he really did. Whatever. I'm done. I don't want to say anything.
Guys, send him some as a joke, parody satire.
Guys, don't send him any. Don't send him any. Don't send him any. And that's all I'll say. All right.
Guys, who's his team? Let's find that out.
The Dallas Mavericks.
No, his security team.
Oh. Well, I hope it's not the Bucks. They can't guard anyone.
Hey,
Yeah.
I hope he didn't hire Elon Musk's team to be his security team. Heyo.
Some
Did
guy.
you see they're all between 19 and 25?
Oh, no, I did see that. I thought you were referencing the guy in the brown shirt from the edge. So Nico, let me in your fucking house. I'm going to get in there. No, you're not getting in. No.
Every other GM in the NBA trying to get into the coffee shop where he's meeting with the let us in. No.
So the Bucks, since winning 5 straight games, have now lost 5 of their last 7, and in each of those losses, they gave up at least 125 points. Not great. Maybe Kuzma fixes that. I don't know.
Maybe that 2020 Lakers defense was something fierce.
Oh my god!
And he was on it. Yeah, I don't love the move, but I guess it's some. You know what they say: the best ability is availability. Chris Middleton was available, but he was screaming the whole time. So I mean. Yeah, I don't feel too good. I was getting a little buck-spilled when I imagined a world where Chris Middleton was playing regularly, but now I've learned I was foolish, that I was put under an infinite Tsukiyomi, which he would never be able to put Gojo under. Gotta get the Gojo reference.
What is infinite Tsukiyomi?
So in Naruto, the ultimate villain plot is the Sharingan eyes. The red eyes that Sasuke has.
Kakashi's cool eye.
Yeah, you could put people into illusions with that. And so what the old villains wanted to do was put the eye on the moon, reflected off the moon, so that you put the entire world into illusions. And so, for example, you would be put into a state where like Jamal Murray is just back to being Jamal Murray. Your rent gets cut to nothing. Koulibaly's the next Kawhi and stuff like. You're just
Shit.
put into like
Sounds
your own
pretty
little
sick.
personal heaven. It doesn't sound like a villain to me.
But like, so what was you wouldn't really be living life.
Well, they were literally they would just like get sucked up into these like tree pods, and they would just be asleep dreaming. And so, for the entire world, they're just like, no, we got to make the world a better place. We can't pretend. We can't hide under illusion. So I guess his plan was everyone to be happy until they just die. I don't know.
I don't know. Sounds
You're like, give me the pod.
Sounds-
give me.
I mean, I don't know. Like, sounds all right, I guess. I mean, like life without, like, what is happiness without sadness and all that stuff. Life needs contrast to be good, but if the illusion has whatever, man. I have a lot of these feelings about the Matrix as well. Where I'm just like,
What about my family? What about my friends? What about my village?
what about
That's
my Hero Academia? What about
Hero
my
Academia.
Jujutsu Kaisen? Okay, so the Bucks. Do you have any real thoughts beyond like the Kuzma trade?
That was the only thing I wrote down. They've ruined the vibes for me, honestly.
Yeah,
So
the vibes are
I hope
fucked.
Kuzma works out. And they could fix everything. But yeah, God, I wouldn't wish this coaching job on my worst enemy, man. Thank God Doc Rivers stepped up and took. I was actually watching the Chernobyl series recently, and when the guys were wading into those radioactive waters, I was thinking, this is like Doc Rivers. This is like what Doc Rivers is doing. He wouldn't wish this on anyone else, so he has to take it on himself.
That is, I've always thought that Doc Rivers coaching Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard was a lot like the people who sacrificed their lives to keep the elephant's foot from falling into the groundwater at Chernobyl and depriving all of Eastern Europe of drinkable water.
Do you think they could have gotten Giannis for Luka?
I thought that was the other call they made, and they said no.
Oh, he did?
I don't remember. I don't know exactly.
I think he's lying about making any other calls. Because he said he didn't at first, and then
he saw the reaction.
After the fan mail, he's like, "Well, no, I called some other people. I swear.
I tried. Anthony Davis was the best I could get. I swear.
I called about Jericho Sims."
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. I think Giannis would have been a much better return than Anthony Davis. Kind of goes without saying. And maybe Milwaukee entertains the idea. I'll say that much.
It would depend on their confidence in being able to retain him, I think.
Yeah.
But also you got to wonder, like, okay, why would Luka be happy in this situation too? So, like, we can't, like, rebuild with Luka. And so who? Yeah, I guess it would just come down to, like, who could we flip for? I don't know. The return is probably pretty similar either way for Giannis and well, Luka is younger. I don't know. They might do it, but I don't know.
Okay. You want to do the Heat? Hey, you said you had a lot of. Do we have any lobbyist requests on the Bucks before we keep it pushing?
No.
All right. Cool. An hour.
So
and 3.
the Miami Heat, they finally traded Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins, for Andrew Wiggins and parts.
Yes.
An article came out about the drama between Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler. Have you seen any of this?
I've seen one of them, but I want you to read it for the people who haven't heard it.
Okay. So, according to multiple league sources, and this is all from The Athletic, subscribe now. According to multiple league sources with knowledge of the meeting 4 weeks before the trade, tears welled in Pat Riley's eyes as he attempted to connect with Jimmy Butler on a human level. Both men had lost their fathers, and Riley's famed toughness faded in the moment he thought about Butler mourning his father's death last season. But Riley's vulnerability did not land with Butler. The player viewed Riley's behavior as unhinged. A league source close to Jimmy Butler said, Butler left the meeting more convinced than ever he needed a new basketball home. Team sources close to Riley said he sent word that the meeting did not go well, and he was more motivated than ever to oblige. So essentially, Pat Riley tried pathos, because there's ethos, logos of pathos. He tried pathos, and Jimmy Butler did not care. He's like, we're both men who have lost our fathers. We can connect. And Jimmy Butler's like, you're weird. You're
acting
freak.
super weird right now. Everyone here actually is like really annoyed by you. You're being so weird right now.
Riley and Butler were once very close, with Pat Riley loving the toughness and work ethic that he brought, and Butler appreciating Riley's no-nonsense leadership and slicked-back Miami swagger. But as is typically the case, the root cause of the divide was money. Even with 2 NBA Finals appearances and another Eastern Finals appearance in Butler's 5 seasons, the Heat never gave him the lucrative contract extension he believed he deserved, which this is a guy making $50 million. So I don't know.
Hey, making 60 now.
Yeah. From Butler's vantage point, Riley was unhinged and disturbing. More specifically, Butler told those close to him that the longtime president referenced Butler's recently deceased father several times during the meeting, offering unsolicited and unwanted parenting advice. Jimmy has 3 kids. And even shed tears before ending the meeting by telling Butler that he loved him. As Riley sees it, he remained calm during the sit-down and let Butler guide their discussion. But when Riley raised the topic of Butler's late father, who died February 8th last year, he became emotional. And so by the time the meeting was over, league sources said Butler had doubts about the Heat's ability to execute a trade. He also had misgivings about their capacity to build a winning roster after missing out on like Damian Lillard. And shortly after, so yeah, basically they had the big meeting. Pat Riley tried. He made that play. It did not work out.
I remained calm. Like, okay. Me after I pooped my pants. guys. My stomach's empty now. It was strategic. I can eat more food now.
This was 4D chess. I tried to win him over. I was crying in a calm way.
Hey, your dad died, right? Crying for 15 minutes. All right, we good here? You're just gonna stay?
And it's got to be like, this has probably never come up between the two of them. Like, it sounds like they weren't that close. Like,
yes,
they were basketball colleagues, but I've seen Pat Riley like complain about Jimmy not coming to the Christmas party that his wife threw and stuff like that. So it's just like, oh, you're mad at me. You're probably mad because your dad's dead.
Yeah.
My dad's dead, too.
Buddy, I've been there. I know what you're going through. Here's how I would raise your kids. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Do you hit him? Hit him to make him love you. It'll work.
My dad hit me. And when he died, I was sad.
I was missing those bruises are an act of love. I even have this one tattooed on me.
Okay.
So shortly after the meeting, Riley called Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, and he said, I'm going to get rid of that suspension, and he's going to rejoin the team. But 90 minutes later, Pat Riley informed him that he was overruled by Mickey Arison, the owner. And so Jimmy Butler was not allowed to return to the team until the longtime owner was able to meet with him in person. So what do you think about that? He wanted to get rid of the suspension, but he's got to meet with the owner. So reasonable?
I mean, I guess it's reasonable in a vacuum. It's just preceded by a bunch of very unreasonable stuff. So it's like, okay. Like, I feel like you're just trying something different. I don't feel like you're actually being reasonable right now. It's just that all of the other shit you did didn't work.
Well, it's just funneling it up to upper management. So it's just one more guy. We could get this done like tonight or tomorrow, maybe, right? And then we could get back to action. But Mickey Arison's on vacation. for like another week.
Yeah.
So there was a problem with the plan, though. He was on vacation until January 16th. I think this meeting happened January 7th.
Nice.
The two sides discussed billionaire Carnival cruise owner can't fly in for the day for the meeting. He's got to enjoy his
Guys,
free time.
I'm booked out. It's really honestly kind of messed up that you're even talking while I'm gone, because you see my schedule. You see that I'm not in the building. Guys,
I'm in Bali. You knew I love to go to Bali in January.
Guys, I'm in a fucking K-hole at this festival while my kids are locked up in the daycare of the resort. I'm not flying right now. I'll get so scared.
Oh, you see the accidents? You want me to die, Jimmy? The two sides discussed the logistics while Riley proposing that Butler. Oh yeah, so the two sides. So we have the issue. The owner's on vacation. So the two sides are like, okay, can we? Well, let's figure this out. Can we do Zoom? They didn't say that, but that would be something I would propose.
Yeah, there's phones actually. I don't know what meeting in person does that. Like,
he's down at the safari. Go find him if you can. Here's his handkerchief.
Pat Riley has to Walter Mitty Mickey Arison.
Yeah,
so that
really.
He can bring him home and talk to Jimmy Butler.
So the two sides discussed the logistics, with Riley proposing that Butler could pay his own way to meet Mickey Arison on the trip if he wanted to expedite the process. Hey, just fly yourself out there. Butler's camp was perplexed that, considering he was already losing approximately $500,000 per game, such a suggestion would even be made. So I don't know where Mickey Arison was, but it is funny to be like, all right, no, we can't do anything until you talk to the owner, but he's on vacation, but you should spend your own money to fly out there. And they're all rich, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
but
yeah, these
still,
are $500,000 to Jimmy Butler it's very little at this point, but whatever. The only
team sources refute that Pat Riley offered to lift the suspension after the meeting.
Because Pat Riley doesn't want to look like a bitch in retrospect.
He's like the KGB.
He's like, I stood firm. I didn't cry. Stop saying I cried. I didn't cry. I was strong and cool.
What were you about to say?
Oh, I mean,
because there is still more, just so you know.
Okay, cool. You do that, because mine is different. Mine's actual playership.
Okay. So when Arison returned from vacation, he and his son, Heat CEO Nick Arison, that's cool. He got the job. He landed the job, like Bronny. That's so awesome.
Yeah, he must have worked really hard.
Yeah. He met with Jimmy Butler on January 16th. That meeting was much less emotionally charged in Butler's eyes.
It's like, my dad's still alive. I can't relate to you at all.
Butler reiterated to the Arisons that his reasons for wanting to be he reiterated the reasons for wanting to be traded. They responded by making one specific request, that Butler avoid talking about the situation with the media and only say no comment when reporters ask about it. So the next day they played Denver, and he did that. He was like, no comment. And so then they get into the like little Cold War between Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. And so we know that it was reported that he flew separately, right? And that was one of the like big grievances against him. While the article says, while the notion of players flying separately from the team is extremely rare in the NBA, league and team sources say that Jimmy had been allowed to do so as long as he got permission from Eric Spoelstra. And so he had been doing that. And the Heat knew. It's unclear how often he flew separately from the team, but that was the arrangement they had throughout the entirety of his time with the Heat.
Damn.
And Butler also routinely did not ride the team bus to practices or games on the road, using a ride share instead that the team paid for until this season. Which that seems like, do they mean Uber, or is there like private ride shares?
There's probably private, like rich people Ubers, but still, that's crazy.
And he even stayed separately from the team on road trips on occasion. So he is that type. He is like a Hollywood type guy.
Okay.
But it is nothing new. Like, they just decided to get mad about it, I think is the point.
Yeah.
According to sources close to Butler, this sudden change in policy was an example of Riley asserting his dominance over him after being perfectly fine with the alternate travel schedule before. Another example of the Heat like messing with him was in how he was able to rehab. So on November 8th, Jimmy sprained his ankle after playing just 7 minutes against the Nuggets. Do you remember this? Were you watching? Were you like,
I was
no,
probably
Jimmy's ankle.
I mean, I don't have a clear memory of it.
You didn't even know the storm
Nope.
that was
Yep.
coming. Following the game, his camp created a rehab plan with the hopes of getting him back on the court quickly. And so they gave the plan to Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra's like, cool, this works. But it would have required Jimmy to bypass 3 road games and to return to Miami because the Miami practice facility had like the medical stuff that he needed.
It's where their
right,
doctors
to
are.
heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed what's it called? Bigger training facility and the team's underwater treadmill. And so that's not stuff that's available at hotels on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So the morning after Jimmy sprained his ankle, he and his group were preparing to board a plane to return to Miami when Pat Riley called and said Butler would be suspended if he did not board the team's flight to Detroit. Riley was told Riley was told, hey, Eric Spoelstra approved this, buddy. He said, but sources close to Butler state that Pat Riley said, that's not his call. This is above his pay grade. And then, so finally, remember Jimmy was removed from the starting lineup. Initially, Jimmy thought Spoelstra was joking because the Heat head coach did not alert him to the change before telling the team. So, and which is common practice with a move so significant. So he didn't give Jimmy any heads up. He just said, "Hey, everyone, huddle up. Hey, Jimmy's not starting anymore," and in front of everyone, which is weird. And he didn't give an explanation. So 3 hours later, Jimmy was suspended again. And so that's all I have from the article. But I gotta say, I do.
That was most of the article. How was that? That's all
there was
you
a
had?
lot. There was more.
Oh, okay.
I come away with this far more sympathetic to Jimmy.
I mean, I was already very sympathetic to Jimmy. Just like the side of labor and all that. But like, I don't know. It's just very clear in like every interaction that Pat Riley was like a very. I'm kind of like an old crotchety.
Very old school.
Yeah. I'm like, back when it was cool to be a dick. That's me, man. That's where I made my living. So. Yeah.
But I'm soft at heart. My dad's dead.
My
just
dad's
like yours.
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
This would have worked on Bird. This would have worked on Magic.
I don't have that many new thoughts about the whole thing. I just think, I talked about this at Project 94. We recorded a Jimmy Butler trade episode earlier today, and when I graded the Heat on this, I was like, okay, the move is one thing, and I usually am willing to give context on moves when I like grade them and stuff. I'm like, this is like the situation the team was in, and that's why it's a good move or a bad move or whatever. But the context for the Heat getting the return that they got on Jimmy Butler, part of the trade value thing is Jimmy's fault. It's fine. Like he was not like an exemplary, I want out, send me anywhere, get the best return you can for me type deal. But part of the return that they got is the fact that Pat Riley was fucking antagonizing him at every turn. Just every possible opportunity being like, yeah, I'm in charge. I run this team, not you. This is not a democracy. I'm the fucking president. And that directly contributed to the market just fucking dropping out for Jimmy and them getting, I mean, honestly, the return they got isn't nightmarish for a guy who needed to be paid $120 million, but still, it's not great, and a lot of that has to do with how Pat Riley handled the situation and just being so old school.
Yeah, it seems crazy that kind of stuff, like, this is just the lesson in everything. Nobody in charge, except scientists at, like, And hey, not at certain places. Not
Anthony
at Chernobyl.
Fauci.
They were rich. Hey, but even he was an idiot because he's like, let me lie about the effectiveness of masks. I need to because if I say masks are good, everyone's going to go buy masks, and then the doctors will have no masks. So let me lie. And even though it made sense, I get his rationale. It just made everyone think this guy's a liar. This guy's trying to kill me. So no one in positions of authority know anything. There's the Bears offensive coordinator, disaster Shane Waldron. We just got a report he wouldn't watch film with Caleb. So Caleb had to figure out other ways to watch film. And that guy, they hated him in Seattle, and now he's getting hired. And I've learned NFL coaches don't even know each other. They just have the same agent. So they just, I thought it was like a brotherhood. And it's like, I know this
Yeah,
guy.
you're like, I like that guy.
his-
I knew him from a stint I did in somewhere else. Let's bring him in here. No.
I know his philosophy on 4-3 and zone blitzes. No, they're just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Bam Adebayo. Let's
I was
talk.
an idiot.
So in the wake of all of this, like how we got here sucks, and the return's not great, and it's the end of the Jimmy era, and blah blah blah. I do feel like there's a pretty clean slate to work with here post Jimmy though. Like I like how Tyler Hero's played this season. You have this huge like cloud you're out from under with the whole Jimmy experience. And Bam's last 5, baby. He's kind of been balling out a little bit. Bam,
He's back.
24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 64% true shooting over the last 5 games where they've played the Magic, the Cavs, and the Spurs. So some pretty stout defensive front courts that he's played well against. The journey back starts with a single step that is from Chinese philosopher Tai Lung.
This was my destiny.
Okay.
What does he say? He has something kind of cool.
He says, "You can't be the dragon warrior. You're just a big fat panda." And then Jack Black says, "No,
that was pretty.
I'm
that
the
was pretty
big fat
good.
panda."
Okay.
Shout
It's
out to
like a
Kung Fu
mirror.
Panda
It's like,
One.
it's like I'm at the Valley Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Tai Lung. Shout out to Tai Lung escapes from prison. If you go pause this, go watch Tai Lung escapes from prison on YouTube. Come back
Greatest
here.
prison break in his cinematic history.
I mean, comment what you thought about it. It's so sick. It's really all I got on Bam. If Bam starts playing well again, I feel a lot better about the Heat. I like Tyler Hero. I like Khalil Ware. I think Andrew Wiggins will fit in well. Can you hear these sirens?
a tiny bit.
They're trying to silence me.
They're trying to silence me.
So, whoa, he's racist against Chinese.
Sirens. It was a play on the word. So, go ahead, cancel me. Okay, cancel me.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
I'll literally. God, everyone's trying to cancel me and Ethan Klein now. That's anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semitic for saying that to me.
Oh, fuck. Does that mean I'm on Hassan's side? Okay. I'm liking these lines for the
Yeah, you're both terrorists, okay?
Okay.
Because he's lying about his voice. No. I have the issue with the Heat roster that you have with the Pacers roster.
The guy.
I don't think there's a guy. Like, I think Tyrese Halliburton might become a guy. Tyler Hero, not really. I don't really think he's next step.
I think the guy is more likely to come to Miami than it is to Indiana, though.
Oh, that is true. But can you...
I don't know what the money situation is like. I haven't really
Yeah.
looked at anything like that. I mean, they're off of Jimmy, and like I assume that's what I'm saying. Clean slate wise,
that is another thing. Yeah, honestly, like we have 2 more years of Wiggins, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't love that aspect of the trade, because if we just kept Jimmy at home and let his contract expire, then we're looking at the like space. Although I don't know, like, is LeBron gonna come back? Is Kyrie gonna come back? I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
problem
Actually,
is
maybe,
the next
maybe Kyrie will come.
the next few years, the free agent market is kind of it's not good. Like next year, it's literally Brandon Ingram. This offseason is like the biggest name that's like true unrestricted free agent, and so. I mean, we've talked about how nobody really hits free agency anymore, but I mean, in the case that someone does, they could build room for them if they approach building the roster that way.
And it is easier to make trades when you have like the open cap space in the off season, and then maybe it becomes cleaner where it's just like, oh, Giannis becomes available and he wants to come to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't have to match these salaries. We could just like give Jovic, give Hawkes, give all our Khalil Ware, all our possible young assets and all our picks.
The Dame
and
package, if you will.
Yeah. The maneuverability, though, Wiggins does hamper that a little bit. Although I do feel like maybe they could flip him down the road, but again, they're just like the
so
Pacers.
like if
They're not going to want to bottom out.
If you survive next season, or if you go through it or whatever,
he's got a player option for $30 million.
Yeah, but if he picks it up, if he picks it up, then $30 million expiring contract. So that's not an unmovable deal. I mean, I don't know. You're not going to trade that for a star or anything, but it's not something that you'll just never get off of.
Well, no, he's a movable asset. So next year's $28 million, then the player option year after that. But also like we just saw how it's hard to trade guys now.
Yeah.
And so like who can just take on that kind of money?
Chicago.
And you can't. Oh God, they would. Actually, you know what? The Raptors would wanna. They want to get the Canada squad.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is like the Arturas thing again. This move could be shrewd, getting Wiggins in return, but I feel like it's not. I feel like it's let's hang out here. Let's hang out. Hey, we're tough guys. It's not Jimmy that upset the Bucks and upset all these teams. It's the culture. So we'll just do it. Khalil Ware will be a star.
Yeah. That's really all I got on the Heat. You want to keep it pushing? We spent a good long while on them.
We got it.
All right, let me timestamp this bitch. That was 23 minutes on the Heat. All right.
The Miami Heats.
126. Let's go to Detroit. The Detroit Pistons.
Booyah.
They 2-2 in their last 4, beat the Mavs, and the Bulls lost to the Hawks and the Cavs. I wrote down back-to-back game winners dropped on the Pistons from Trey and Darius Garland. Is Cade getting cucked by superior point guards?
Yo! We have a lobbyist request. Actually, we have 2.
Nice.
For
Is my
these boys.
picture all fucked up on your screen? I have 1 bar of Wi-Fi. I've had it for a little while. But like our snappiness isn't compromised, so I don't care.
Yeah, the visual is like claymation, but as long as the audio is fine, that's good.
Okay. Cool.
So, lobbyist Matt Griffin. The Pistons are in a weird spot at the deadline, basically locked into postseason of some kind. 6 seed dreams. Offense when Cade is out is basically Malik Beasley cosplaying Oklahoma Buddy Hield. 47% on 15 3-point attempts per 75 without Cade and Ivy. That is awesome. We have cap space to maybe grab an asset for a shit contract, but also clear needs on a mediocre team. What's the move? Also, joestar, I did message you on Discord about the producer thing, if that was for real. Parentheses, cool Woodstock profile picture.
Oh, okay. I'll check. I haven't been on Discord. I've been 2 pods. It's a little busy around these parts, but I'll get on there in a little bit. Barely had time to read my book club book. I'm only halfway through with it. Fuck, what was I going to say about Detroit? I wanted Detroit to trade for Zach LaVine. I would have liked that more. But I don't know. What do you think? So it's kind of hard to address the move with a leg fracture from Jaden Ivey. I feel like that throws a bit of a wrench into things because If he's good, then it's a completely different path than if he's bad or if you don't have access to him anymore. Like, that's, like, I really liked their fit, and so I don't really know. What do you think?
Yeah. I think there were definitely moves out there that would have been cool to make, but I don't.
If you
I
could have
won't, like,
gotten Connect for if the Jalen Duren, if the Mark Williams package was on the floor or on the table for Jalen Duren, would you have done it?
Oh, probably. Yeah. But yeah, I wonder. No, Mark is better. Yeah.
It's
Mark
just
is,
the health
I think
thing.
Mark is clearly better. Yeah. But yeah, Dalton Connect would be good on this roster. They're just kind of soaking it up. They've been the worst team ever for a while, so
Yeah.
they're just happy being a mid-playoff team and getting Cade some experience. They're a team. They are confident that they have the guy. We'll see if that is true. But they are confident they have the guy, and so I think they can take their time. They are out of tankingness, I think, so that'll complicate things going further. But
I mean, if you
think
hit
they're
with
okay
Holland
taking the
and Thompson, though, I don't know how much. Like, if those guys are good, I don't know how much more tanking was really, like, getting Cooper Flag or whatever, like going and getting a transformational guy would have been sick. But like, if that didn't happen, I don't know how many more times winning 20 games was really going to change your life.
I would like to have one more reliable offensive guy, right? Because Holland has really high potential, but he's super duper raw right now.
Yeah.
And Asar, we know, is like he's got to invent ways to, which he's capable of doing, but he's got to invent ways to contribute on offense. So I would like someone cool and shifty.
Ace Bailey.
Oh, could be sick. I that unironically could be a cool. Actually, no. I would like someone who could dribble more. Probably.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And I would like to take some pressure off of Cade, but also that could theoretically be solved in
Jaden
free
Ivey.
agency. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Well, if they, yeah, now that we saw the De'Aaron Fox price, I'd be a little upset about that. I'd be like, man, I'd love to get De'Aaron Fox here.
Yeah, the problem is that's not the price for everyone. That's the price for the team that he wants to go to. Like, I don't think.
Well, he didn't have any like say over it, right?
Well, no, he did. I'm just saying that, like, first of all, that deal was only possible because it was like a 3-team trade and everything, and I don't know if somebody's stepping in to help facilitate his way to, like, Detroit or whatever. But
the Jazz,
Danny Ainge, you son of a bitch. No, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it would be cool to get Fox here, I suppose. I just, like, the reason I said Levine is because I feel like he's like a cool experiment into, like, oh, we're being good and we're playing competitive hoops and everything, and we have this guy, borderline all-star this season, all that shit, who's under contract for a while, who we can afford to pay what is probably too much money, and who we don't have to, like, lock ourselves into full time. With Fox, I feel like you're doing the Fox thing for most of Cade Cunningham's prime, really, if you make that move. Or with the Levine thing, I feel less certain about that.
I would have liked to see what the Kings are doing around Sabonis, just like assembling the 2021 Bulls. I would have liked to see that more around Cade. I think that could have been cool. Like all those pieces around Cade. But yeah, I wish they did something, but it's not the end of the world that they didn't.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything else besides the game winners for the Pistons. What do you got?
We got Michael Palumbo.
Hey, it's like Gambo. Palumbo.
Hey, Cam Whitmore to the Pistons would be so dope.
Well, didn't happen. So
next year, well, I wonder. Yeah, maybe he'll get fed up and get kicked off the team. Oh, if he threw soup in the locker room.
Nice.
Could be.
It's really crazy to think back on the Kevin Porter Jr. situation where he was like leaving games at halftime and stuff when things weren't going his way. Like the Rockets were in the mud for a second there. That is crazy to look back on those teams.
He was a torture genius at the very beginning, because it's like, God, this guy's shifty. God, this guy's
Jesus,
athletic.
50 points in
He's got some
Cleveland.
cool
He's
stuff
crazy.
going on for. You remember? Yeah, he did it on. He did it on Drew Holiday, and I remember there was an Instagram live. He's like, "You see Drew? I had him sliding everywhere," and it was like, "Ooh!" And then it's like, "Oh, this guy's a really difficult person. Oh, this guy's a bad person. Like, this guy should be at Guantanamo."
Yeah.
Is he at least good at basketball?
Nope.
Years later of proof? No.
No. Hey, shout out to
Must be
Marjan
connected.
Beauchamp. Okay.
Good guy.
Good guy. Good guy. Similar athlete. So Pistons. Oh, geez. Talk about a fall off. Into the Magic. Let's get it. What are we at? 134. Okay. So the Magic are 1-3 in their last 4 games. They beat the Kings. They've lost to the Nuggets, the Warriors, and the Jazz. They have now lost 12 of their last 15 games, and they have failed to break 100 points in 9 of those games. But they did put up 130 on the Kings. So, wins and losses, I suppose. What do you think about them?
A king holds no power against Magic. Yeah, Paulo's had some stinkers. I've seen some guys sounding the alarm. We'll see. Dave Dufour, he said they have a Paulo problem. I don't know if he means long term or just short term. But yeah, they their fan base is upset about no moves. I hadn't really considered them as like a super active team. But if you go to their Reddit page, they are so pissed that there was nothing done, because they're like, we have a very clear issue. We're one of the worst offensive teams in the league. The GM's perspective was, hey, we've been injured this whole time. It'll be different when we get back.
Okay,
which I don't think is the craziest. I don't think it's the craziest thing.
I mean,
because it's not like the Bulls being like, we'll be good once Alonzo gets back. We'll be good once it's Paulo and Franz.
That's fair. Yeah. I wrote that statement off, but I guess so. Yeah. So I would have. They would be better if they made like an offensive move now. But I also,
and it's not like super hard to get someone who would help them on offense.
Yeah.
They just need anything.
Yeah, like Buddy Hield would do stuff for them offense. Like
in their subreddit, they're like, Seth Curry just got bought out.
Yeah,
Could be an option.
Malik Beasley would change their fucking lives. Like it is crazy the kind of shit that they're working with down there. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm torn because I feel like, I don't know if you're this way. If I was a GM, I'd be very reserved with my assets. I'm always like, fuck, I don't want to sell on stuff just to get like this guy now for the next couple of years. The potential of the future is so great or whatever.
I'd be running the team into the ground until I got a number 1 pick guy.
Yeah, and so, well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, you would not. So, are you like selling your draft picks or whatever?
Oh no, because I'm literally the Grizzlies, the Rockets. I'm gonna hit on every pick.
Yeah. Okay, I got that vibe from you. And so at that point, like, I get not wanting to make a move for a guy who helps your offense in the short term and just gives you some fucking breathing room as like a team that's like in the playoffs but isn't going to win the championship. Selling on assets for a guy like that who maybe doesn't move you further towards a championship or isn't going to be on your team full timeline or whatever. It's not great, but it's, I don't know. Is that better than doing nothing?
Yeah, like when you look at the guys, like Levine would be awesome. But I'm sure they're like, well, Anthony Black is pretty good. Tristan De Silva's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe I'd be willing to part with the. Actually, I probably would be willing to part with those guys in a Levine trade.
I would.
But yeah, there's even like moves you can make on the margins. It feels like to just make these guys more capable. So yeah, it's rough going into they're going into a gunfight, and they have a broadsword. It's a really strong one, but it's like, okay, we're gonna have to work really hard to get over there and cut everyone up.
Yeah. Yeah. In the game against the Kings, Franz, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 67% true shooting. Paolo,
Oh.
22 points, 9 assists on 69% true
Oh.
shooting. So, not necessarily representative of how those guys have been playing lately. Franz is kind of bouncing back a little bit, but Paolo,
He's a little more consistent, but they are both throwing up some stinkers every now and then.
I won't victory like I don't know the Paolo crowd.
No,
Like,
I'm not
he's
gonna
still
bury
hurt.
Paolo.
Yeah. I mean the Paolo Scotty thing. We'll get to Scotty.
Everyone's down. Everyone is losing.
Yeah. The stock market just crashed. That's all it is. Like nobody's
is
benefiting from this.
We're learning this is Tim Hardaway Jr. Dion Waiters.
Oh crap. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other Magic thoughts?
Nope. Well, unless you mean about necromancy.
Oh, I'm more of an alchemy
Good one?
guy myself.
I don't like equivalent exchange. I like to.
Oh, I was
break the
talking
rules.
Boldy James, baby. The Alchemist. Boom, everybody go. It's like a music thing. So,
Oh, the Alchemist. Okay.
yeah. Shout out to The Alchemist.
The Alchemist and Gracie Abrams. They should work together.
Claro just had a new music video drop. I know you're not a big... No Claro hate. No Claro hate.
No Claro shade.
But,
no Claro shade.
But it was directed by Iowa Debris, and it was starring Weird Al Yankovic. It was pretty good. It was for the song Terrapin. I liked it. It was fun.
I don't know.
So yeah, I've been seeing Gracie Abrams saying crazy shit in a Cosmo interview.
What did she say?
I don't know. She was mad that people asked her about her ab workout. And it was just
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep it a buck.
From
a lot
what
of her answers were
perspective?
kind of out of touch. A lot of the shit she was saying was just like, okay, all right, J.J. Abrams' daughter.
I haven't read it. New topic.
Yeah. Okay, let's do Hawks. Let's do Hawks then. One bad topic to the other. Trae Young, not an all-star.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Hawk. To
Oh fuck. 140. Well, let's call it 141. The Atlanta Hawks 1-3 in their last 4. They beat the Pistons and then they lost to the Spurs, the Pacers, and the Cavs. What do you think of them?
we got 2 lobbyist requests from these guys. Hawks hero and ally of the resistance, DeLon Wright, said
Hell yeah.
Zach Riz, 64 points with 0 turnovers over a 3-game road trip from Les Anomalies. Pretty epic. Caw. So are you buying into Les Anomalies?
Yeah, I don't care. Like, as what? Buy him as, like, will be a good player? Yeah, sure.
Literal next Tatum.
Oh.
French Tatum.
That's not, I mean, it's not a crazy bar. Yeah, sure, he could be that. Nah, just kidding. Just kidding, Tatum fans. Tatum's good. Yeah, next Tatum's
I'd like to
much.
see I'd like to see that graph though. I'd like to see
Yeah.
the stats.
Mhm. If we
How
could
much
get
how much
what? How much potential versus
how much is the bars is the Rizzler filling up?
Yeah, well, potential I'm thinking 3 on the potential bar, but on the
Okay.
shooting bar I'm thinking like how many are there? Is it 5? Am I remembering it right?
I think it's oh, maybe it is 5. I don't know.
Okay. Shooting he's 4. Let me see. Kuzma versus Tatum graphic. Yeah, no, it's 5. It's 5 on each. So
Okay.
shooting, I'll give Zachy Riz he was a pretty good shooting prospect, right?
Yeah. Well, he was up and he didn't have a history of being a good shooter, but then last year he went crazy at the beginning of the year. Then he hit nothing for like a month straight, and then he
Cool.
was good again. So he's a volatile guy, but
Okay.
I believe in his shooting.
All right, I'll give him a 3 on that. Passing, what out of 5 are you giving Riz?
What's next?
Okay, defense.
Could be a 4-ish right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
I'll give him a 4. Let's give him a 4 on defense. Kuzma, baby Kuzma got a 4.
Always better than
Potential.
Kuzma was.
Potential. I'll give him a 3.
Well, that's the number 1 pick.
Oh, you're right.
So
Okay, I'll give him a
5.
5. And no one goes number 1 that doesn't have crazy potential.
Yep.
Okay. Besides that, I have. They were victims of Wemby's mental prowess. In the De'Aaron Fox debut, he purposely missed that second free throw to let time expire. He cooked them in the mental game, 4D chess.
It was a genius move. He's a modern day Lupin for how he stores a game.
I think it's Lupin. That's what I thought it was pronounced like that.
I watched the show. Lupin.
I never seen any
Maybe
of
they say
it.
Lupin.
I've only seen the fight between the samurai and the lumberjack. You know?
Oh, I'm talking about the live action one
Oh,
on Netflix.
I'm talking about. I don't know which one. There's an animated one where, like, a samurai
I've
fights
seen
a lumberjack.
the clips of that on TikTok where it's like, this man has killed over 300 people. He goes to prison just to sleep and breaks out at the border.
Yeah, it was cool. I've seen the fight and it was cool. But I haven't seen the show. So, Trae Young game winner over the Pistons. Hashtag got trade. Hashtag not an all-star though. Hashtag it's not snubbed. It's trade.
Hey, wait, Garland did it to them too or no?
They both did.
was,
That's
right?
why I said Cade's getting cucked.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, so they're clutch. They're literally clutch. We do you have anything else? There's 2 more lobbyists.
Oh no, hit me with the requests, man.
We got lobbyist Chris. How much of a Luka Laker move is the Hawks making a trade for Paul George? The rumors are destroying my spirit. So, Chris, we have good news. We're reporting to you from a post-trade deadline world. There was no Paul George trade. But how disastrous would it have been? I guess it depends on who they gave up.
Yeah, I mean it would be.
It would be like if they gave up Jalen Johnson. They were like, this guy, he's not taking care of his shoulder. I hate this guy.
Yeah, even if they got Paul George it would be a disaster. The contract in a vacuum is a disaster. So. Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't do that. Even though I think the Trae Young, the era is probably over. I'm still glad. Like, that would be a nail in the coffin type thing, where it's like Trae leaves in the offseason, and now Paul George is just like, hey, I'm here for 4 years, baby. Let's get to work.
Oh, he's demanding out. He's crying immediately. Like, I came here to play with Trae. It's supposed to be me and Trae.
I came here to
and now we got
podcast
nothing.
and win. And I'm just podcasting.
And then we got one from Gavi, Gavi. What are your thoughts on the Step Over 2.0 Atlanta edition? Parentheses. Also, I have returned to the Patreon.
Oh.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
And to be clear, when I say the show, I don't mean the Patreon. I don't mean this. I mean, I say it in like a baseball sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they say, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Moneyball. I want to squeeze the last little baseball you got out of you, and you want a couple more years in the show.
Yeah. I saw a Moneyball clip this morning.
Hey, I bet that motivated you.
Oh, but I was like, let me think about things outside the box.
I got to get in the margins, man.
I guess I'll take Garcia. That's him cheering something.
Got ugly girlfriend. Ugly girlfriend got no confidence.
God, they're so base.
That's literally us. Like, oh my God. Like, dream job is to get paid by a professional sports organization.
Yeah.
Get health insurance. To sit around a conference table going, his dick enters the room before he does. Oh my God.
You have the job for 80 years, dude, and you get to travel. I guess you got to travel to a bunch of bad places.
I guess, but you find one guy once every 5 years, and they're like, "Yep, put another one on the board for Pablo. He's one of our guys."
You don't even. You literally could have 0, but it's like, well, he's been doing this. He's been doing this since you were in diapers.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
exactly. Oh man.
And then anyone who doesn't work out, you say, he didn't have it. He didn't want it. He didn't want it.
It's not a science.
There's no way for me.
It's not a science.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, Bulls. You want to do? You want to platform 'em?
Oh wait, what are your thoughts on the Step Over 2.0
I don't know what that
Atlanta
is.
edition?
Is
What
that is
I
that the
don't
Trae
know.
Young
I
game
forgot
winner?
to the Step Over.
I like
Is
Step
it?
Brothers.
Did he do something? The
I would
Step
assume
Over.
maybe
Okay.
the game winner. I mean, the game winner was cool if that's what it is. Excuse
All
me.
right, because I googled the Step Over 2.0 and it's showing me e-bikes and cycles and
Okay.
ATV wholesale outlet. Okay. Don't
Sorry.
let us know what that is.
Hey, guy, next week, leave a link in the comments, and we'll watch. We'll watch the.
But welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. He's like, you guys didn't answer my request. You didn't have it. Sorry. All right. Is there another request after that, or are we
No,
done?
it's just those three.
All right. Okay. 149. The Chicago Bulls, a rare platform for the fellas. What do you go?
One
I
last
only wrote
time.
down Lonzo extension.
Yeah, Lonzo extension, which I think we might have talked about this before. If it was a smarter GM, a more developed evolutionary GM, this could be a shrewd move. But there's no it just feels to me like it's either going to go disastrously, he's just going to miss all the time again, he's just going to completely break down, and then we're just going to have this guy on a Zeke Naji type deal or whatever.
Isn't it
Or
2 years?
He's maybe, I don't know.
Zeke Nachi's
think,
deal is 7 years long.
And then if Lonzo plays good, we're just not going to trade him, because what do you mean you're trying to get Lonzo Ball from me? This is one of my best players. This is one of my 9 to 10 guys. You're going to need to give up multiple first round picks for my guy. He's so good. So no one can ever be traded on the Bulls for a positive return. But we got 3 lobbyist requests as well from these people. So lobbyist request from Trey Jones enthusiast. Does the addition of Trey Jones change the Eastern Conference landscape? Does adding a top 6 assist ratio point guard make the Bulls a contender? Will I have to watch the Bulls games, or will Devin Vassell be my new favorite role player?
Probably that second one, if I had to take a shot in the dark. See, the problem is the Bulls already have one of the next evolution of the true point guard in Josh Giddey. So, like, the way that Trey Jones chooses to, like, just set guys up, he chooses to take a back seat. Josh Giddey's the next evolution. He has no choice. He's evolutionarily designed to only be able to pass the basketball kind of okay in certain situations. So, yeah, Trey Jones, it's just kind of redundant. It's like they have, a brand new Bugatti in the garage, and then someone pulls up with a different kind of, like, slightly older, nice car.
I've already seen the Cope angle from the geniuses over at the Bulls subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to keep these guys because when we do get young players like Buzelis, they'll be able to feed him, so he'll develop faster.
Okay.
So I guess the lobs to Buzelis are cool, but yeah, not sure how much of a dent we're making. Let's see. Yeah, Trey Jones is fine, but I don't think he's going to move the needle for this team either way. He's just going to be a solid backup. But I'd say jump ship to the Spurs. If you can emotionally make that separation and do it, do it.
Absolutely. Well, I think this guy, it seems like he was a Spurs guy already. And so Trey Jones left the Spurs.
Oh,
and
yes,
so now he's
yes,
like, should I
yes.
just be Devin Vassell pilled?
Oh, yeah, you got to rebrand, brother.
Yeah, that's
Please
not
rebrand.
worth it. Do not.
You got to rebrand. It's not
Good
worth
Lord.
it. No.
You could be Charles Bassey, Muse. It would be a much better life than what
Mamu
you're gonna-
Kelishvili, Mamu Muse.
Hey, other than that, okay, keep the requests coming. I don't have shit else on the Bulls written down.
Lobbyist Brunson Burner. What is one move that the Bulls or Nuggets? Ooh, you're in on this one. That would make you completely abandon the franchise.
Oh,
Yours seems pretty obvious.
if they traded Jokic, I can't follow that statement up. Something would happen. Something would happen to some people.
It's hard for me because like I'm really pushed to the edge right now, But like I think the only thing that could really like fully like I'll never hold out hope again would be like if they moved the team. Then I would be like, okay, I'm freed from my hell. If Jerry Reinsdorf like moved it to Nashville, I'd be like, I'm completely done with this. But as long I'm just because my brain locked in on because I'm from a certain area and my brain watched a lot when I was 12. I don't think I could ever be invested in another team the same way. So I'm in for now. I'm just waiting for the vanquishment of certain men up top.
Certain
If the Soviet Union
necromancers
could
at the top of the kingdom.
if the Soviet Union could fall, maybe an organization far more sinister and far less effective could fall as well.
Yo, it's crazy what the Soviet Union was able to accomplish in like going from feudalism to the moon in like 70 years. Come on, guys. Pretty crazy.
Well, it's a KGB. It's a KGB though.
What? Kiss guys' ball sacks? Okay, whatever you say.
Yo,
dude.
that's how they did it with gayness. They probably put their rocket ship filled with gay power and got to the gay moon, bro. Probably being a freaking rainbow.
Not the JFK one. That one was different.
Last lobbyist, Brycep. Bryce PL. I don't know. I think it's Brycep. I think I accidentally added the L. I think it's Brycep.
Okay.
Cannot believe that the Bulls only got their own first-round pick back after trading Caruso, DeMar, and Levine. Everyone says that this gives them the ability to tank, but it was already a top 10 protected pick. So now will the caveman trade for Ice Bryce so schizophrenia will permeate the Bulls front office? The caveman has no clue who Bryce Sensabaugh is, I'm sure. He has no clue who anyone else on any other team is. He hardly has an idea on who his team is. And yeah, I think the excitement over trading Levine was like, certainly this madman won't try and win games anymore or won't try and make any win now moves. He'll just accept that we're tanking. The pick was just, the pick I hoped was just shrewdness, just in case, just safety measure.
Mm-hmm.
But it is in his mind in case Modest Buzelis leads us to the playoffs, and we don't want to lose our pick. So
if Bryce could get to the Bulls, would that make you happy or sad?
I don't know, because it's tough. Because I don't even know. I don't even know if I want Cooper on the Bulls. Because it would just give Arturas time. They'd be like, well, we're starting up a new era. So I don't know. I'm really screwed either way. I would like to think maybe, but we're a logjam at guard as well. So he'd probably get no playing time.
Yes.
So no, I want him somewhere where there's no basketball terrorists. No. Get him to Orlando.
Get
Come
him
on,
to Finland.
Guys. They couldn't figure that one out. Second round pick for Bryce Sensabaugh. 3 second rounders or something.
Is that all the requests?
Yes, sir.
All right. Legal obligation has been filled. Let's hit the fucking road, Jack. Let's call it 157. The 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers 1-3 in their last 4. They beat the Mavs. They lost to the Heat, the Celtics, and the Nuggets. Embiid played against the Mavericks. That was kind of cool. He had a 29-point triple-double, 29, 11, and 10. 54% true shooting, but he's hurt, so who cares? And then they double-teamed Kyrie Irving from the logo with the game on the line. So they were like, literally anyone else, do whatever you want.
I have. There's no lobbyist request for them. Joel Embiid is very good. Joel Embiid is the only player in NBA history to miss 15 straight games and return with a triple-double. So, is he the best injured guy ever? The best,
probably, actually.
Best defective knee guy ever. Is he better than Kawhi? Still?
Yeah, because Kawhi, the whole thing is like, every time Kawhi comes onto the floor, it's like, are you sure your knees are like falling? You look so good right now. And Embiid, every time he gets on the floor, it's like, dude, this is making me sad. You don't have to. Like, please prioritize being able to walk when you're 45 over this. Like, it's okay. And so I think Embiid takes that award home. But at what cost?
Yeah. So we got no big news. They almost traded Paul George to the Warriors.
Almost.
They didn't trade Yabu. They got Grimes. So
Just a
They're-
very
they're-
trade, one of the trade deadlines of all time for Philadelphia.
dude, Daryl Morey will do something in the offseason. He's a guy who does stuff, but for now, we rock.
He's a liar. He's
a liar.
And I'll never play basketball for a team he's on again.
Never. Me neither.
Yep. That's the State of the League podcast guarantee.
Swear to God.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never play basketball on a team he is associated with ever again. All right, let's keep it pushing. Hey, are you freaking kidding me?
Oh,
Come
you don't
on.
even have to fucking look who the fucking cat dragged in. I know it
The
before
Brooklyn
he fucking
Nets,
says
baby.
anything.
Hey, 3-1 in their last 4 games. They beat the Rockets twice and the Hornets, and then they lost to the Wizards. What do you think? What do you think about our friends in Brooklyn, baby?
We got a lot. Hey, they're not our fucking friends.
They're
they'll-
our
they'll
fucking
make that
business
clear.
associates.
Well, I'm not your fucking friend. Lobbyist, not Joey Buckets. Parentheses Brooklyn accent. Hey, you fucking Regiminos! And then he said in parentheses, fake word. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's not Joey Buckets, the biggest Brooklyn Nets fan and loyal mobbyist here.
Oh, that's a bar.
Brad Phobic, he's coming for your fucking neck. I gotta say, it was crazy how you skipped my lobbyist request last time. And are we sure? Because I think this was because this is when
I
we had the
responded.
bad
He tweeted that at me, and I said, "Yo, I'm sorry." And he responded. And he said, "This would have been way funnier if you just never." I've been tweeting this for like 3 weeks, and you just never. It would be, so maybe it's just
'Cause
like a gimmick. I don't know.
How many messages is he sending? Because we've read this out in this X before. I don't know. Because I also had the time when the Patreon episode was split into the bad headphone audio and the other and the laggy
The normal
one.
episode and the
it was-
scary
it was-
episode.
And the audio was too low. It was a disaster. Yeah. I gotta say, it was crazy how you skipped my lobbyist request last time, but I'll let it slide. Wink. Oh, don't feel safe around this fucking guy. He winked at me. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll with some salt, pepper, ketchup. However, if Thrashing Claxton is traded to Los Angeles, let me tell ya, it won't be no chuckle fest. We'll find Rob Pelinka and give him some cement shoes and chuck him into the Hudson. I just hope the tides are high enough. It would be kind of awkward if Mr. Pelinka's head was just sticking out of the water. Yeah, that's true. He looks like fucking Rob Lowe. The news will come out for that.
Was
He's
that
just
all the
standing there.
request?
No, he's still going. And the Rob Lowe part was my improv.
Okay, cool.
He's just standing there breathing. Forget about it. Cam Johnson can go for 2 firsts, though. That's cool. And that's it.
Well,
So one of the big surprises, no Cam Johnson move.
I mean, nothing ever happens, so
Nothing ever happened.
is it that surprising? You thought like, so the Luka trade, maybe the biggest counter argument to nothing ever happens in the history of basketball. Very clear example of something happening. But Cam Johnson and Miles Turner, pretty compelling arguments to the contrary. If we go like at least things happening over time type graph, because nothing's been happening with them for years.
I think only evil things happen.
Okay, I like that. All right, you want to elaborate?
The Luka trade
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of Nazism,
Yes.
genocide, famine,
Mm-hmm.
but no Waffle House in the state of Illinois. What's up
I've
with
never been to Waffle House. I wish I'd try. I just never been around one really.
that? I went once in Indiana. That should be another federally subsidized thing. Just a 24-hour diner on
Yes.
every block in America. But the Brooklyn Nets are 3-1 in the last 4, and they beat the Rockets twice. Once without Şengün, then he came back healthy. He said, It'll be different with me here. No, no, no.
No,
They also
no.
shut down Amen Thompson. We got big games from Zaire Williams. He dropped 21 on 15 shots. And Keon Johnson in the second game. Keon Johnson he's having some good games every now and then. So the Brooklyn Nets, they're having a February facade.
Nice. One of the wins was insane. It was like down 5 with 18 seconds left. The Nets won the game. They hit a 3, and then Amen Thompson, they baited him into a bad inbounds pass.
Idiot.
Yeah, I guess your brain's not so athletic, genius. And then D'Angelo Russell hit the game winner on that. Yeah, other than that, I just wrote down pretty funny that Cam Johnson is still here. Like, yeah.
So is his value going to be hurt?
I don't think so. I saw somebody describe Cam Johnson as like this year's Caruso slash Hartenstein for OKC, where it's like, okay, let's play out this roster that we have, and then next season we can see if we need to go pick up a guy like that. I don't know if they feel like it's truly the move that will fix their problems right now, and I don't think that's an insane analysis.
So he has 2 years left after this one, and he is 28. So next year the alarm bells aren't sounding, but the year after, I feel like it could plummet. But I don't like it, honestly. I would just like to get off everything as soon as possible, and I would like to get. I mean, they don't have this problem. Well, actually, they do have this problem now because they've won 3 out of the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to get anyone who could play basketball off my team. But again, I guess I feel like we didn't even get any smoke. Like there's been no like we almost pulled the trigger for Cam Johnson and stuff like that.
Well,
like we're getting
like
like
Kevin Durant was like maybe on the table. So everyone who was like, "Oh, Cam
Yeah.
Johnson will be cool," was much more interested in Kevin Durant.
yeah, the Timberwolves are like we almost got him. But yeah, no motion there. But they did buy out Ben Simmons, which again, another guy like, especially in this trade market, $40 million expiring. That's not an asset that somebody could find useful.
Especially with how freeing up cap space is good in this, the second apron shit. Whatever. I guess I don't know.
That's just weird. Last thing I have is Jordi Fernandez will not coach Team Canada anymore.
Crap. He's too focused on the
He can't
Nets,
recruit
baby.
Shea there anymore.
Frick. I don't care.
Oh, and there's no Nick Claxton deal. There was some Lakers smoke there for a little bit. I'd rather have Nick Claxton than Mark Williams. Do you think they could have got? Would you accept that package if you were Brooklyn?
Probably. I feel like Claxton is worth more. Whether or not I would accept it, I don't know. I'd need to think about it longer, but Claxton is worth more to me. And I think next to Luka, he would be fucking crazy. And he's a much better backline defender, even on the down year that he's had, than Mark Williams or like the Jalen Durans of the world are. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a guy that I always expect to drum up a little bit of value or a little bit of trade buzz, is Nick Claxton. And it never, this year is the first year that it even remotely came around. So, yeah, I don't know.
He's young enough to stick around, right?
Yeah, you could justify, like, if this turns into a rebuild that's like, okay, we're not even close in like 3-4 years, then you start to like be like, okay, the timeline, it doesn't fit. You're gonna be 32 by the time we're playing team. But if it's a fairly efficient rebuild turnaround, he's only like 25, 24 right now. Him and Jared Allen are like 1 year apart. I thought that was crazy when I learned that.
He's like 2019 draft, I think, something like that. So, yeah, I would just tank and I'd let him cook. I'd run a Nick Claxton offense.
Okay. I like that idea. You want to do the Raptors?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. All right. The Raptors are 1-3 in their last 4. They beat the Clippers, and then they lost to the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, and the Bulls. Scotty Barnes, last 10 games, 19.7 rebounds, 6 assists on 48% true shooting, 20% from 3 and 38% from the field. Not so good. That's not so good. And the Raptors are in a weird spot. I don't really like how their roster is coming together.
Yeah. We talked about how weird the Ingram acquisition is on the trade deadline episode on youtube.com/TitanLeague. We have 2 lobbyist requests for these guys. So, got one from Riley. Okay, fellas, now that the deadline is over, which tanking teams are cursed to miss on a top 5 pick this year? Give us your lottery order predictions and tell me why the Raptors would be sick as fuck with Cooper Flag. If they were to land Cooper Flag, the rest of the roster does become more interesting and tenable.
Yes.
Because it is just like Cooper Flag with a bunch of cool wings.
So it's a bunch of cool wings at that point. Cooper Flag is also a cool wing.
Well, he is something transformative.
Okay.
Something
he transcends labels.
Mysterious. All right. So who in the lottery is most cursed, right? Is that what he asked?
Yes.
Yeah. Which tanking teams are most cursed to miss out on the top 5 picks? So let's go through it. Washington, how do you feel their luck is?
Historically, it's not great. Last year is a testament to good luck, but if you look back at like the times they've hit big in the lottery, there really hasn't been like a flag available. It's been like they got John Wall.
Well, it was John Wall.
Yeah, John
Wall.
John Wall's sick. It's just
No, he was a big deal at the time. He was a phenom.
Oh, I'm just saying, like
he was a savior.
I guess, but like he didn't end up being one. So is this the ability to draft a savior, or okay? Well, then if John,
just the luck, because everyone that was like a John Wall sweepstakes.
Okay, well then they won that one. So and then if you add
they cooked.
Yeah, getting. I feel like it's lucky to like get number 2 in a shit draft. And essentially get number 1 because of the SAR Atlanta thing. So that's fine. I feel like their luck is solid enough.
Yeah, they're more about missing on guys than like getting screwed. Although to be fair, I don't remember like that's something only your own team's fan base remembers. Like the draft picks you should have gotten. Like the Bulls have landed. They got 7. Pick number 7 for like 3 straight years when we should have been higher. Yeah, New Orleans. I mean, they got Zion. That was pretty lucky. So they're okay, and they got AD. So they don't have the worst luck in the world. Utah, they're a disgusting evil force. So they're probably gonna win. I feel like. When's the last time they've been this high?
I don't know, because Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert were both like weird draft day trades, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Gobert was like pick 27 or something too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell was like 13.
He was 13. The Nuggets took him.
Oh, you don't need him. You don't need him.
We got
like
Jamal.
That.
That's a champion.
Yeah.
Not a fucking career
it's fine.
loser.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said it. I said it. Go ahead and cancel me. Go ahead and cancel me. I don't care.
But I feel like Utah may be due for a number 1 pick. I don't know the last one they got.
Hell yeah! This is turning into the Bill Simmons. They're due. They're due, guys. Come on.
There's us in the room, in the scouting room. What do you guys think about Utah? Oh, they're due.
Oh, they're due. They're gonna be hard to beat on draft. I mean, they're coming up.
Let's make a plan to beat them. They're due.
Oh man. Except they would have a funny word for Mormons in that room for sure. Like they would have something that you heard your uncle say and you're like, "Oh, I'm not a big like Mormon guy, but that's kind of crazy."
No, it'd be like are they gonna pick Flag? No, they think differently. Remember, they're Mormon. Oh, I got my wife's cousin. She's got a friend named Sheila. She's Mormon. I'll call her up and ask her what are they? How do they think?
What are the attributes of someone you're taking number 1 overall? In what?
Does he? Does he drink coffee? He's out. Charlotte. So they've got number 2 with Brandon Miller. They got number 2 with LaMelo. Could they get the bell of the ball? Are they due for number 1 as well? They missed out on Anthony Davis, famously.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think about these things. So whatever you want to happen, lobbyist, I'm sure that'll happen. Unless it's what I
we'll do 2 lottery simulations, one for me, one for you.
I'll pull it up right now.
Okay. All right, I'll do mine.
Fanspo.
Oh crap. Okay, I got a crazy one.
Jesus, do you have it like
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Well, no. I need a Tankathon.
Tinkathon.
Yeah, sorry. I googled Fanspo for some reason. All right, Sim Lottery.
God.
I'm not a nerd like that, dude. Okay. I got a fairly normal one, actually. So I'll go first. Washington number 1, Charlotte number 2, Portland number 3.
Okay, they moved up a little bit.
Utah 4, New Orleans 5. So that's not terrible for New Orleans. Toronto 6, Brooklyn 7th. Oh my God, OKC gets the 8th pick here because it's
they have the 9th in mine.
Philadelphia. Chicago is 9th in mine, and then San Antonio gets the 10th overall pick here because of the Atlanta thing. So, yeah.
All right, so in mine, I like mine better. I think you'll like mine better too.
Okay.
San Antonio gets number 1 by way of Atlanta.
Okay.
That would have ruined my life if I was a Hawks fan.
Hey, Wemby Goat. I'm for the Wemby Goat campaign. That's perfect.
Yeah. Utah 2, Toronto 3, Golden State at 4. They jumped up 9 spots.
Nice.
So that would be kind of funny. I feel like they'd definitely make the wrong pick somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then Washington, New Orleans, yeah, blah blah blah. So that's our lottery order. Then lobbyist Nico Robichaud. The Raptors rookies this year are all incredible and really showing out recently. Jacoby looking like a real rotation piece. Mobo and Shed giving early Fred and Pascal off the bench vibes. Jamison Battle, the steadiest three-point shooter on the roster. I think I just saw today he got converted to a regular NBA contract. And athletic freak Chomche cooking up in the 905. Y'all Shed heads yet or what?
I'm not. I mean, I've heard Shed's good. I just haven't locked in.
You're not getting Shed?
No, I'm not getting Shed.
Okay. I think they're all interesting, but like outside of Chomche, the literal next Giannis, I think they're all rotation pieces.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe they could prove me wrong. But I think Jacoby Walter, fine shooter. I think Shed, the next Javon Carter, maybe. And I think Mobo's interesting because pre-draft, I thought he was like Kenneth Furry dupe, and he hasn't. I don't know if he's played it that way. I think he's better on the perimeter defensively, but he actually could be rare. He could develop into like a starting level talent because the physical tools are crazy, and everyone just wants a big wing like that to defend. So they got some interesting stuff. It's just weird how they went all in.
All right, that's it on the Raptors. They're extinct now, to me. Meteor.
New Jurassic World movie or Jurassic Park movie.
Looks kind of all the stuff. I haven't seen a Jurassic Park or World movie in years, but the weird fucked up mutant guy looks kind of fun. Hornets. Okay. 0-4 in their last 4. They have lost to the Bucks, the Wizards, the Nets, and the Clippers. Nick Richards Renaissance. Anybody in for the Nick Richards fun games run? How you feeling?
Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
Oh, Nick Smith Jr. My fault.
Nick Smith.
Yeah, I'm so stupid.
What is he doing? Let me pull.
Last 3 games, he has scored at least 19 points in all 3. He's averaging 22 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 74% true shooting in those 3 games.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, Nick Smith was like a top 5 recruit.
Whoa, I love that.
You know he was like preseason top 5, top 10-ish pick.
Jeez.
And then he had an injury-filled year. But I've always believed he could be a Jordan Poole type in time.
Looks like 3 games of Pablo's correct.
Oh, he's got. I see some Poole in him. I see some pool.
That
me
pool
at the
boy that got
table.
in Washington. I think we got one of our own cooking up down here.
God, because they get donuts every day. I bet at the meetings.
Oh, you want to talk about gas station coffee? Baseball conference room coffee? Oh my God. It's got to be next level. I don't do sunflower seeds is my thing. So, I'd have to be like
me
like
too.
a bubble
Yeah.
gum type guy.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, also we're not out there.
Well, I bet
We're
they
not in the
go out
dugout.
there at times.
Oh, you know what? But the only downside, would you be okay with like, oh, sorry, honey, I gotta miss our anniversary. I gotta go to Pine Creek, Iowa. They got a
Would I
tournament
be okay
there.
with being Hustle Adam Sandler? I got to go to Spain. Sorry.
Oh my God, yeah, him. Gotta go to Spain. I only eat American fast food.
I only get McDonald's when I'm in a 5-star hotel in Spain. I get McDonald's burger.
And I'm a fast food diehard, but even I'm mad at that. And yeah, the luxurious basketball travel, that's not what the baseball got.
Yeah,
You got to
no,
go to
they're-
the
they're
Pecos
staying
League in
at-
Arizona.
Have you ever seen Mindhunter?
Yeah, I love Mindhunter.
That's the baseball guys. Is they're
Oh, have you seen Mind Goblin?
No.
Mind Goblin, these nuts and dickin' balls in your mouth. Comment down below if I pwned him. He did. For the audio listeners, he turned off his camera out of shame. Out of shame.
All right. It's an
he-
audio only
he
episode
muted
the
it.
rest of the way.
Oh, good thing he unmuted because I wouldn't know if there was a plop out the window from how hard I pwned him.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious, dude. It's so funny. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
God, this is terrifying with no visual.
That's so funny. That's so funny, dude. Ha ha.
No, I'm talking to the Joker.
All right, we could I'll put a face to the music. Yusuf Nurkic
Use my face,
employers. I want the kazoo. I laughed at that for like 15 minutes while I was editing it. That shit was so funny. Yusuf Nurkic is a Charlotte Hornet. That's all I wrote down. So things are.
Oh crap! Is he gonna play? Oh, he has to.
They have no bigs,
They have
yeah.
nothing else.
If only we
Oh my
could get
God.
the Grant Williams, Yusuf Nurkic lineups. Oh my God, what a dream!
You know what's so funny is if they were like, we could use Kaman. We could use Mawash this year. I hope we get like number 4. But they're like, no, we got Cooper. Let's trade down for
Come on,
a
we'll
center.
trade back. We'll trade back.
Come on.
Come
Hey,
on.
get Rocco later.
I don't have anything.
I
else.
like what they're doing. They've made a lot of future focused moves. So I feel like the GameStop boys might be cooking. They might have a plan.
They know how to get to the next level. Boop, 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 boop.
They may be evil, but they're not stupid.
That wasn't a video. We're doing video game jokes.
Oh, okay. All right.
They know how to get to the next level. They got this
Okay,
franchise an extra, a bonus life, something like that.
Buy VC to get your 2K player to 99 overall.
Oh, okay. $15 Fortnite card. Remember that guy?
Who wants it? Do you remember? She looks like she's from Dirty Docks.
Oh yeah, and he would like throw his
Inky.
chair all the way back.
Well, he would just stand up in like slow motion.
She looks like she. Oh hell nah. She looks like she's from Dirty Docks.
Oh, I think we're thinking of two different people. I'm thinking of like the guy who's like 50.
I see. I'm thinking there's like a black guy who would record with like a headset and like a video game controller, and he would go, "Oh
yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Inky, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
he
shout out to
wasn't in
Inky.
a chair, or was he?
No,
I thought
so
he was
there
just
is
standing,
a
like,
different thing. It was a guy who would stitch that guy. I'm remembering it now. The guy he would stitch Inky,
yeah.
and he would go, "Oh hell nah, she looks like she's from Dirty Docks." And then Inky would do his thing, and he would go, "That's what I'm saying," and he would throw his chair, like he would completely flip himself over, and get 100, 1 million likes in 20 minutes
into the Inky verse.
Yeah. Okay, let's round this bitch out. Finishing strong, actually. Hey, one
Wait,
of the best.
let's round it out. Give me a number.
15.
Okay, I'll round that to 20.
Okay, nice. Shut the fuck up, God.
I'm good at rounding.
That's not what the baseball guys would do. They would say.
So how I handle rounding is
Mhm.
typically if it's at 5 or above, I round to the next 0. If it's below 5, I'm going down to that one.
Bless you. My girlfriend's sick across the room, and you're talking to me about rounding.
Well, what's her temperature?
Thermometers don't work on her. I'll have you know. We have to guess. So you don't get an exact number. So
Oh, throw one out there.
100 degrees. Yeah.
Good guess. Let's keep it.
Okay. The Wizards 3-1 in their last 4 games. They've beat the Nets, the Hornets, the Wolves, and they lost to the Lakers. Hilarious that Kuzma ended his Wizards tenure on back-to-back wins. That is just insanely funny. And so yeah, Kuzma versus the Timberwolves, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 65% true shooting. No Anthony Edwards, but a win is a win. We don't care about that. And then Bilal, first career triple-double against the Nets. Yeah.
Wait, without Kuzma?
Yes, it was the game after Kuzma left, believe it or not.
We're
It's
back.
We're back. So yeah, only John Wall has recorded a triple-double with the Wizards at a younger age. He was 4 months younger than John Wall. That was really cool.
Thanks.
We got any
It's the John Wall.
requests on the boys or what?
Oh, let's see. What team did we just talk about? Were we just the Raptors?
The Hornets.
Oh, it was the Hornets. Okay.
Who
The
needs a house out in
Wizards.
Hackensack?
Okay, we do. Shengun Lover 299. Tell me now the Wizards didn't give up their young core and picks for a 50-year-old KD. Please, future Pablo and joestar, tell me that. Well, Shengun Lover 299. We have some good news for you, brother. The future is intact.
But defended.
Intact, yeah.
Oh, intact. I thought you said attacked. And I was like,
No,
I guess they attacked
in-
it, but it was
intact.
defended. Okay. Yeah. No KD in Washington. That was an insane report. I never understood that, but yeah.
Oh, was there really one?
It was like, it wasn't even a report. It was one of those things where it was like, Blumby Sportsbook has Washington Wizards as the favorites to land Kevin Durant in a trade.
Sources familiar with Kevin Durant's thinking know that he likes his hometown, and that is his hometown.
Yeah.
I was excited when they got Sissoko because I was like, oh my god, we were first last year. We were talking about
we're
how
ahead of the curve.
they're gonna get Wemby at free agency by assembling the all French team, but they ended up cutting him.
Sorry, I just fucking soy faced. They in
Guy who has to apologize for being excited.
they got the rights to draft one of the guys from the French team who fractured his fibula, Lesort. You remember him from
Lesort.
He was on the French team in the Olympics this year. The Wizards in a bunch of these exchanges got the rights.
Oh, he's like a grown man.
Yeah, he's like 29 years old, but they got the ability to
Okay.
draft him. So for the Wemby thing, who's to say?
I do not know. If I speak now, I'm in big
If
trouble.
I speak now, I am a French guy.
Yeah.
Oui.
What if DC lifts the smoking ban on restaurants?
Oh my God, he'll be here in a heartbeat. Holy shit. He'll have to walk bent over though, because nothing's supposed to be taller than the Washington Monument,
Ooh.
and so it's like,
Wait, does smoke rise or no?
what do you? What do you think? Do you think smoke falls?
Well,
You
no,
think
well,
in the
no.
90s the floor was just covered with ash?
Well, I want to know, like, is he taking in more smoke or less smoke by being tall?
Probably more, I would figure. Slightly.
Oh crap. Okay.
Like if you think about like when you're in a burning building, you're supposed to get down low because that's the smoke goes up.
I've never been in one, so I don't put myself in those kinds of situations.
See the thing is I've studied what I would do in those situations.
I studied.
Studied. In the war room, Johnny Walker. Why, bro? I studied.
He would kill it as a baseball scout.
My girlfriend's off.
You know
cat.
what's?
She's going, pack it on camera.
Have you seen the basketball mixtape that they say is him? It's not actually him, but it's a
No.
guy who looks like him. And they make edits now where it's the friggin' packet, and then it's like him hitting a shot on the glass. Like it's the hoop mixtape of this guy with the long thing. But you know what's so funny about Luke Belmar, which is that Andrew Tate guy, or
What?
the studied bro. He has some funny takes that are like super endearing. He's been with his high school sweetheart his entire life, and so he's like, why would you cheat? No, that's terrible, and stuff like that. And he's like all in on her, and there was one other really funny like good guy take he had. Crap, I'll have to remember. Oh well.
I would always love because those guys are pretty prevalent. Where it's like weird manosphere guys, but they just have like one or two. They have one or two beliefs where it's clearly like their mom was too nice for them to develop
Yeah.
to develop like one of the more evil things. And so like I want those guys to have a one-on-one talk with like Andrew Tate and be like, no, I don't. I really respect my partner. I've been with her for a long time. Only her. And yeah, we're just really happy together, just like monogamous. I wonder like what their face would be like when Andrew Tate's just like, that's stupid. Or I can't do an Andrew Tate impression, but
Bro, all women are sluts except for mine.
except
I
for
mean,
mine, yeah,
Not
exactly.
mine.
No, mine's hell yeah, babe. Me and her are locked in. I got the worst tweet today. The algorithm, I mean, my algorithm on Twitter, for you, the way you talk about your experience, mine is not that fucked up. Like, I mostly get basketball and dumb memes. But today I got one that was like, it was an original tweet where the guy would, like, a guy got out of his car every day with, like, flowers for his girlfriend, and she would take a picture of him from, like, the top floor of their house, and he would be, like, waving at her. And someone quoted it and was like, some dyed bottle blonde fucking America First lady was like, let's be real, no women want this guy and he's gonna get cheated on. 170,000 likes. I was just like, how did I get here? Like,
Yeah, that's like the kid holding flowers and everyone's telling him how ugly he is or whatever. Do you know
That's
that?
sad.
He's like, my first.
Oh
first
yeah,
date.
yeah. He's like, wish me luck. I'm going to meet a girl. I'm stepping
Yeah.
out of my shell. She'll
Get
break
back in.
She'll break your heart. She'll break your fucking heart. You loser. You think I couldn't get a girl, but you could just because you brought fly. You're so stupid. Oh my god. Yeah, and that's
Let's check out what's on the Discover page of Blue Sky.
all right. I'll open my Twitter up. We'll see what's what. Like I said, my
Can't wait-
algorithm's solid.
Can't wait to watch Donald get booed to hell and gone at the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
Not
very
gonna
blue,
happen.
very blue sky.
Not
tweet.
gonna happen. Hey, Donald, you're tearing down this country. Well, let's see how you feel when we boo you at the Super Bowl. That'll teach you. Maybe you'll reverse course.
The last one on mine is Jack Dan the Kings fan quote tweeted Kevin Herter said in Sacramento his poor shooting was partially due to poor fit and he prefers the up-tempo
Okay.
style in Chicago. And Jack quote tweeted that and said bold statement for a quote sharpshooter with worse shooting splits than Yusuf Nurkic hashtag not my circus. I'm going to respond and say, you are so mad right now. Oh, my God.
You're gonna pwn him on the town square.
I'm just, you know what? That's too many words. Let's just hit seethe. All right. Send. All right, everybody who's listening to this tweet tomorrow, go like and retweet that tweet, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Should they comment anything, or is this just, are we just easing out of this? Okay, Pau Gasol, take it away. Oh man.
Lay down.